Chapter 983. Zhao Yuner looked a little confused and said, Sister Pinger, what did I say on purpose? What do you mean by that? Humph. You just don't want me to eat meat and want me to do more chores. I won't fall into your trap. Zhao Pinger glared at Zhao Yuner angrily. Zhao Yuner chuckled. Sister Pinger, you're really thinking too much. What I said is the truth. Even if it's the truth, I won't do it. Zhao Pinger said resolutely. She wanted her to control her mouth and not eat. That was too difficult, wasn't it? When she saw meat, especially fatty meat, she couldn't help but swallow it into her stomach. As for doing housework, she didn't want to do it at all. Moreover, washing dishes hurt her hands the most. She didn't want her hands to be rough and coarse like a chicken's claws. Zhao Yuner chuckled. If Sister Pinger is like that, then who can you blame? No one can interfere if you put on weight yourself. I didn't say who to blame. Zhao Pinger muttered, but her face turned to Liang Jinchao and said, Mother, what do we do now? Liang Jinchao comforted, Pinger, it's fine if it's a little tighter. Actually, it's fine. You can't tell from the appearance. These wedding clothes are only for one day. If you don't wear them in the future, you'll only feel uncomfortable for one day. Zhao Pinger thought about it and agreed. She would only wear them for the wedding. Even if it was uncomfortable, she could endure it and it would pass. Thus, she nodded and said, All right, Mother, then forget it. Hee, Mother, do I really look good in it? Liang Jinchao hurriedly nodded. Yes, how can it not look good? These clothes cost 1 tael of silver. How can it be bad? Mother, then I'm relieved. Zhao Pinger was delighted. Zhao Pinger wandered around and looked at the clothes on her body. Then, she couldn't help but say, Mother, I'll go and show it to Cousin Jinger and Aunt. Zhao Pinger didn't really want to hear Zhao Jinger and Zhao Xinhui praise her. She just wanted to show off. After all, Zhao Jinger and Zhao Xinhui couldn't get such beautiful clothes. That's not good, right? Liang Jinchao frowned. Who would go out in wedding clothes? Mother, Zhao Pinger's, Tinger, ? Zhao Pinger's, iter, tease, Pinger. Pinger, Liang Jinchao thought for a moment and reminded him. All right then. Little Pinger, put on your wedding dress and stay in our courtyard. Don't go out. Otherwise, if others see you, they will laugh at you. Zhao Pinger nodded heavily. Mother, I know. Okay then. Zhao Pinger then ran out happily. How could Zhao Yuner not know Zhao Pinger's heart? This woman was too vain. However, Zhao Pinger was like this. Wasn't she afraid that she would be beaten if she went out? Of course, this was Zhao Pinger's business. Zhao Yuner couldn't care less. Curious, he followed Zhao Pinger out to see what kind of commotion would happen later. Zhao Pinger excitedly went to old Zhao's yard and began to shout to the other members of the old Zhao's family, as if she couldn't wait for them to come out and see her. Aunt, Sister Jinger, come out and see. Aunt, Sister Jinger. After Zhao Pinger shouted at the top of her voice, Zhao Jinger and Zhao Xinhui came out. Chapter 984. Zhao Xinhui's tone carried some displeasure. Zhao Pinger pouted. Auntie, look. Do you think my wedding dress looks good? Zhao Pinger originally thought that Zhao Xinhui should have seen the wedding dress she was wearing as soon as she came out. Why didn't she see it? There was a gap between expectations and reality, and there was a kind of gap. Zhao Xinhui frowned and stared at Zhao Pinger for a moment. This bright red suit was well tailored and the style was very beautiful. Ordinary girls wouldn't wear such beautiful clothes when they got married. Zhao Xinhui frowned and didn't say anything. At this moment, Zhao Jing'er also came out of the house and saw Zhao Ping'er's wedding dress. This bright red dress was a little dazzling. Zhao Jing'er thought about her marriage. Jing Qian still hadn't given her any news. She didn't know if he still remembered this marriage with her. Logically speaking, since Zhao Yun had rejected Jing Qian should have placed his attention on her. Why hadn't he given her any news yet? It was originally a good marriage, so Zhao Jing'er didn't want to blow it up like this. Now, she could only wait for Jing Qian's news. Once he thought it through, he would marry her. Therefore, Zhao Jing'er's depressed mood became even worse when she saw Zhao Ping'er's wedding dress. Zhao Ping'er wasn't letting her look. She was deliberately provoking her, wasn't she? Zhao Ping'er strolled up to Zhao Jing'er, took Zhao Jing'er's hand, shook it, and then asked shyly, "Sister Jing'er, do you think I look good in it?" The corner of Zhao Jing'er's mouth twitched. She wanted to pull out a smile, but she realized that she couldn't. In the end, she looked like she wanted to cry and laugh. It was especially ugly. "It looks good," Zhao Jing'er said. In the end, she didn't want to hurt Zhao Ping'er too much. Zhao Ping'er's clothes were indeed beautiful. It was just that Zhao Ping didn't look good. Zhao Ping'er smiled at Zhao Jing'er's words. "Hee, little sister Jing'er, thank you. I think it's pretty too." Zhao Jing'er responded, but the corners of her mouth kept twitching. On the surface, she flattered Zhao Ping'er, but in her heart, she hated Zhao Ping'er to death. This slut, how could she be so lucky? Such a beautiful wedding dress should not be worn by Zhao Ping'er. It should be worn by her. Unfortunately, when she got married, her parents would definitely not be willing to spend so much money on her wedding dress. After getting a sense of vanity from Zhao Jing'er, Zhao Ping'er continued to ask Zhao Xinhui. "Auntie, you haven't said anything yet. Look at my clothes, do they look good on me?" Zhao Xinhui rolled her eyes and said to Zhao Ping'er, "Do you want me to tell you the truth or a lie?" Zhao Ping'er said, "Of course the truth." Then I'll be direct." Zhao Ping'er, "Your clothes are really ugly." "No, it should be that the clothes are beautiful, but you are ugly. It's such a waste for you to wear such beautiful clothes. Look at your swollen, fat, and ugly face. Anyone who sees it will feel disgusted, right? But fortunately, when you get married, you have a red veil to cover your ugly face. Otherwise, it would really scare people. It's just that the poor Qin Yuan has to lift your red veil." Chapter 985. Zhao Ping'er felt her face burn when she heard Xian Xinhui's words. Wasn't her aunt going overboard with her words? She actually said that she was stupid, fat, and ugly. She even said that Qin Yuan was pitiful for marrying her. How could she be so sharp-tongued? Too much, too much. Zhao Ping'er was so angry that her chest heaved up and down. Seeing Zhao Ping'er panting with rage, Zhao Xinhui knew that Zhao Ping'er must be angry, so she comforted Zhao Ping'er. "Ping'er, you were the one who told me to tell the truth. Now that I'm telling the truth, why are you so upset? And I asked if the clothes I'm wearing look good, not for you to scold me." Zhao Ping'er said angrily. "Zhao Ping'er, how can you be like this? I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. How am I scolding you?" Zhao Xinhui shrugged and looked at Zhao Xinhui like she was an idiot. "And, you're too much." Zhao Ping'er stomped her feet in anger. "How am I overboard? Zhao Ping'er, go and ask someone else if it's true. Jing'er, tell me, am I right?" Zhao Xinhui asked Zhao Jing'er. Zhao Jing wasn't like Zhao Ping, so she didn't dare to scold Zhao Ping. Zhao Ping was a difficult person to deal with. If she was upset, she would probably nag at her. If that was the case, it was better not to offend Zhao Ping. Zhao Xinhui didn't say anything. Zhao Jing knew that she didn't dare to say anything. She snorted and said, Jing is embarrassed to scold you. Do you think everyone is as thick-skinned as you? You, Zhao Ping, didn't know why Zhao Xinhui liked to scold her. You, that's enough, Ping girl. You should know who you are. Who do you think you are? Sigh, I thought it was something big. So it's this. After saying that, Zhao Xinhui walked back into the house, somewhat disappointed. Facing Zhao Xinhui's back, Zhao Ping was speechless for a moment, not knowing what to say. In fact, she wanted to chase Zhao Xinhui away to continue scolding her, but Zhao Xinhui was not someone to be trifled with. Her grandmother would definitely scold her to death later. Aunt must be jealous of me. She's talking about me because she can't get married. Humph. That must be it. Zhao Ping muttered. He said this to comfort himself and at the same time, to express his dissatisfaction with Zhao Xinhui. Zhao Ping didn't know what her sister-in-law could be so smug about. She was already so old, yet she still couldn't get married. How could she have the nerve to criticize her? So what if she was ugly? Wasn't there still a man who wanted her? But Zhao Xinhui was an old lady who couldn't get married. It would be best if she died of old age at home. When Zhao Jing'er saw how angry Zhao Ping was that year, she couldn't help but feel pleased. Fortunately, her sister-in-law scolded her. Otherwise, Zhao Ping would continue to be so smug. Thinking about Zhao Xinhui's words, Zhao Jing'er couldn't help but want to cover her mouth and laugh. However, she felt that it wouldn't be good to do it in front of Zhao Ping, so she suppressed it. I'm so angry. Zhao Ping pouted and gritted her teeth fiercely in the direction of Zhao Xinhui's house. When Li Chuiying came out of the house and saw Zhao Yun, she exclaimed, "Ah, it's Ping, girl." Zhao Ping thought that Li Chuiying was praising her, so she smiled and said, "It's me, second aunt. Do I look good in it?" Chapter 986. Li Chuiying glanced at her and said with a smile, "Of course it's beautiful. I've never seen Ping look so beautiful before." With Li Chuiying's coaxing, Zhao Ping was immediately overjoyed and her mood improved a lot. "Second aunt, you have good taste." "That's right. If second aunt doesn't have good taste, who does?" Yes. "Second aunt, you're so nice." "Ha, little girl Ping, look at what you're saying. You're my eldest niece. How can I not treat you well?" "Yes." Li Chuiying stepped forward and continued to coax Zhao Ping, Ping, girl, you look so good in this dress. It's a pity that you can only wear it once. It's such a waste." Speaking of this, Zhao Ping nodded in agreement. "Yes, it's a pity that I can only wear it once. How nice would it be if I could wear it every day?" Li Chuiying joked, "How can a girl like you wear it every day? If you wear it every day, won't you be laughed at?" "Yes. Ah, it's such a pity to only wear it once." Zhao Ping frowned and said in distress, "Little Ping, since you're also saying that it's a pity, then how about this? When you get married to your younger sister, can you lend her your wedding dress for her to wear? It's a waste for you to leave it at home anyway. If you let your younger sister wear it, she can get married in a grand way." Li Chuiying was counting on this wishful thinking. This wedding dress cost 1 tael of silver. Even if she wanted to buy it, Chunhua wouldn't be willing to part with the money. Whether it was Jing Qian or someone else, Zhao Jing would only look grand if she could wear this wedding dress when she got married. Li Chuiying saw such a beautiful wedding dress and felt that it was a waste for Zhao Ping to wear it. However, it would be a different story if Jing were to wear it. His little girl was many times prettier than Zhao Ping. His face was already handsome to begin with, and with the addition of his beautiful clothes, he would definitely be able to captivate the birds and beasts, overshadow the moon and put the flowers to shame. By then, Zhao Jinger's future husband would definitely be smitten by her. After Li Chuiying finished speaking, Zhao Ping frowned. Seeing Zhao Ping's reluctance, Li Chuiying hurriedly said, Ping, you're Jinger's cousin. Surely you won't be so stingy as to refuse to lend it to me. Hearing Li Chuiying's words, Zhao Ping was too embarrassed to refuse. This, Ping girl, I'm just borrowing it for a while. Wearing it for a day won't hurt you, don't you think? Ping girl, if Jing marries grandly, I'll definitely have to thank you. Zhao Jinger listened on the side. She didn't expect Li Chuiying to borrow Zhao Ping's wedding dress. However, she was also looking forward to it. It would be great if Zhao Ping could lend it to her. She would definitely be envied if she were to wear such a beautiful wedding dress. Her mother was really smart. Zhao Ping looked reluctant. Sister Ping, don't worry. I definitely won't hurt you. I'll wash it clean for you and return it to you. Zhao Jinger added. Zhao Ping was conflicted. Then alright, I'll lend it to cousin Jing. Hearing Zhao Ping agree, Li Chuiying and Zhao Jinger were overjoyed. Chapter 987. This woman was really stupid. Others only had to coax her a little and she would agree to it. However, this was Zhao Pinger's business. Zhao Pinger couldn't predict it. She could lend her wedding dress to whoever she wanted. She didn't even care. Mother, I'm going back first. Zhao Yuner said. Okay, go back. Okay. When she got home, Zhao Yuner realized that Yili was nowhere to be seen. Zhao Pinger's heart suddenly tightened. Where was he? Where did he go? Could it be that he was discovered and the government came to take him away? Zhao Yuner thought that this situation didn't seem very likely. If the government really came, it wouldn't be so quiet. Did he leave by himself in the middle of the night? But why did he leave? He still had injuries on his body. It was too dangerous to go out like this. Zhao Yuner frowned. She was very worried. Zhao Yuner didn't know where to look for him. She couldn't just shout to the whole village. That would only expose Yili's presence. Just as she was worrying, Daodu's head popped out from under the blanket. Mother, what's wrong? After lunch, Daodu came back and lay on the bed to take a nap. Children love to sleep. Zhao Yuner wanted Daodu to take a nap every afternoon. Did you see your beautiful uncle? Zhao Yuner asked. Daodu glanced at the mattress on the floor. When he saw that Yili wasn't on it, he frowned. Then he shook his head at Zhao Yuner. Then did you see your beautiful uncle when you came back? Yes. Daodu nodded. When Daodu came back, my beautiful uncle was still here. Zhao Yuner sighed. She had no choice. She had to look for him first. Yili was still injured, so it would be dangerous for him to go out. Mother, go out for a while. Zhao Yun said and went out of the room. Hopefully, we can find Yili. Just as Zhao Yuner was about to leave, Mulan also came over. Seeing Zhao Yuner's anxious look, Mulan asked, What's wrong, Yuner? Yili is missing. Zhao Yuner said. Young Master Yi disappeared. Yeah. Why did young Master Yi disappear for no reason? Mulan was very puzzled. I don't know either, as long as he doesn't encounter any danger. Yeah, let's go out and look for it. All right. Mulan and Zhao Yun went to look around the village. The two of them could only look around. They couldn't hold back their voices and shout. After looking around, they still didn't find any trace of Yili. Yuner, why do you think young Master Yi left without any reason? Is there something wrong? Zhao Yuner shook her head. I don't know. Maybe, he left because he felt that he would be a burden to me. Is that so? I'm just guessing. A trace of worry appeared in Mulan's eyes. Yuner, with young Master Ye's current condition, what if something happens after he leaves? Not to mention his injuries, he can't go anywhere right now. The moment he goes out, he might be recognized and taken away. Zhao Yuner sighed softly. Yeah. But he left without saying goodbye, and we can't stop him. Then there's really nothing we can do. If Yili sincerely wants to leave, we probably can't stop him. Even if we look for him, we won't be able to find him. He's probably not in the village, right? Then let's go back. Continuing to look would just be a waste of time. All right. I just hope that nothing dangerous happens to young Master Yi. Chapter 988. When the two of them came back, they stared at Yili in shock. They couldn't find Yili after searching for a long time. They thought he had left, but they didn't expect to see Yili the moment they came back. Didn't this guy leave? Why did he suddenly appear again? When Yili saw Mulan and Zhao Yuner's expressions, he couldn't help but raise his eyebrows and ask, "What's wrong?" Why did they look so surprised when they saw him? Nothing. Zhao Yun twitched the corner of her mouth and said, Yi Gongzi. You didn't leave. Mulan muttered. Leave? But where can I go? Yili frowned. Did I make trouble for you? Yili couldn't help thinking more and asked. Zhao Yuner and Mulan quickly waved their hands. No. You didn't. If you think it's inconvenient for me to be here, you don't have to force yourself. You can just tell me and I'll go somewhere else. Zhao Yuner knew Yili probably misunderstood, so she explained, Yili, don't think too much. I just came back and didn't see you in the room. I thought you'd left, so I looked everywhere for you. But I couldn't find you, so I thought you'd left. Mulan chimed in from behind, Yes, Yi Gongzi. That's how it is. Yuner and I were worried about you. It's good to see you back. Yili then nodded. So that's how it is. Zhao Yuner asked curiously, Yili, where did you go just now? Speaking of this, Yili felt a little awkward. I didn't go anywhere. I just had a stomachache, so I went to the toilet. After Yili finished speaking, Mulan and Zhao Yuner looked at each other and didn't know what to say. Yuner, we really worried about the wrong thing, Mulan said with a smile. Zhao Yuner smiled awkwardly. Yeah. I was worried about the wrong thing. If I had known, I wouldn't have worried about it. She was really stupid. Humans definitely needed to poop and pee. It was normal for it to take a little longer to defecate. Yili must have been squatting when he first came back. She didn't think in that direction, so she didn't look for it in the latrine. Mulan couldn't help but laugh out loud. Zhao Yuner glared at Mulan. It was already very awkward, but Mulan's smile made it even more awkward. Because I can't help it. I don't want to laugh either. Zhao Yuner's lips twitched. Even if she wanted to laugh, she had to hold it in. Besides Zhao Yuner, Yili also felt very awkward. After Mulan finished laughing, she couldn't help but tease, I say, young Master Yi, the next time you go to the latrine, you should say hello to Yuner. Otherwise, Yuner and I will think that you've gone somewhere and have a hard time looking for you. Yi Li's lips twitched. Oh, okay. I got it. Xiao Yuner saw Yi Li's face turn red. Thinking about Mulan's words, she couldn't help but say to Mulan, Mulan, you're getting more and more shameless. You have the nerve to say anything. Ha, Yuner, I was just joking. Look, young Master Yi is so cute. He actually took my words seriously. Ah. Yi Li looked at Mulan in a daze. He didn't expect Mulan to be joking. Chapter 989. On second thought, it made sense. He was a man. If he really went to the toilet and greeted Xiao Yuner, that would be really awkward. It would be fine if he and Xiao Yuner were husband and wife, but the problem was that there was no relationship between the two of them. At most, they could be considered friends. When Yi Li heard Mulan's laughter getting louder and louder, his face turned red like a monkey's butt. Xiao Yuner couldn't stand it anymore. She patted Mulan and said, "That's enough, sister-in-law Mulan. Can you stop talking and laughing?" Yi Li didn't leave at first, but now he's so angry that he's leaving. Mulan finally noticed. She thought about what Xiao Yuner said and realized that it made sense. A grown man was being made so shy by her. It would be fine if he was thick-skinned, but he couldn't stand it if he was thin-skinned. Thus, she stopped laughing and said to Yi Li, "Young Master Yi, don't take what I said to heart. It's good that you're back now. Yuner and I don't have to worry anymore." Yi Li's lips twitched and he responded with a smile. "Yuner, let's get busy." Mulan called out. They had spent a lot of time looking around the village. They had to hurry up and get busy. After they were done, they still had other things to do. Xiao Yuner nodded. Yi Li took a step forward. "Is there anything I can help with?" "No need, young Master Yi. You're a grown man. You don't know how to do the things that we women do." Mulan waved her hand and rejected him directly. Yi Li sighed slightly. All right then. Yi Li felt that he was a burden to Xiao Yuner by staying at Xiao Yuner's house all day and not being able to help. Just as Xiao Yuner was about to get to work, she realized that Daodu was still lying on the bed with no intention of getting up. Xiao Yuner walked over to Daodu curiously and asked, "What's wrong with Daodu? Why aren't you up yet?" Daodu's little brows furrowed, and he seemed to be in low spirits. "Daodu, are you feeling unwell?" Xiao Yuner asked worriedly. "Mother, I..." Daodu bit his lips, not knowing how to answer. Looking at Daodu's conflicted expression, Xiao Yuner concluded that something must have happened to Daodu. Therefore, he took out his hand and placed it on Daodu's forehead to check if Daodu had a fever or something. After placing it on his forehead, she realized that Daodu's body temperature was normal and there was nothing wrong with him. Therefore, she asked, "Daodu, what's wrong with you? Tell me, Mother is worried about you." "Mother. What's wrong? What's wrong? Mother, you won't blame me if I tell you, right?" Xiao Yuner was slightly stunned at first, then she saw that Daodu was avoiding her gaze, as if he didn't dare to look her in the eye. It seemed like he had done something bad, this little guy, seriously. He didn't dare to say anything even after doing something bad, and he even deliberately tricked her. Xiao Yuner's lips curled up slightly, and she said to Daodu, "Don't worry, no matter what Daodu did, my conscience won't blame Daodu." With Xiao Yuner's assurance, Daodu became bolder. "Mother." Daodu wet the bed. After saying that, Daodu's little face turned red. Xiao Yuner couldn't help but laugh, and she said to Daodu, "I was wondering what was going on, so it's because of this. This child probably thought that wetting the bed was embarrassing." However, from Xiao Yuner's point of view, it was normal for a child of Daodu's age to wet the bed. Chapter 990. In Xiao Yun's impression, Dowdu had never wet the bed before. In fact, this was already very difficult. If it was a normal child, they would have wet the bed countless times. This era was not like the 21st century. In the 21st century, there were diapers that could be used, but in this era, there were none. Otherwise, if they were afraid of their child's urine, they could buy some diapers back. Mother. Dowdu called out weakly again. He did not know if Xiao Yun was angry or not. Xiao Yun laughed and said, "If you wet your pants, then so be it. It's not a big deal. How could mother blame you?" Dowdu's little eyes darkened, and he said to Xiao Yun, "Mother. Dowdu is a man now. Dowdu shouldn't wet the bed." Dowdu's words amused Xiao Yun even more. Xiao Yun patted Dowdu's head. "Silly, even if you're a man, you're still only 3 years old. Your little uncle wet the bed at this age." Dowdu's little eyes blinked, and he asked curiously, "Mother, is that true? Little uncle wet the bed at this age?" "Of course it's true." Xiao Yun chuckled. "That's good. Since little uncle wet the bed, Dowdu will be fine too." Dowdu's heart was greatly comforted. After all, Xiao Tianfu was older than him. "Okay, Dowdu, get up and change your clothes. Don't wear wet pants." "Okay, mother." Dowdu quickly climbed out of bed. Xiao Yun went to look for clean clothes and then prepared to change Dowdu. Seeing Xiao Yun come over, Dowdu's little brows wrinkled again. "Mother, what's wrong, Dowdu?" Xiao Yun asked. "Why did this little guy have so many requests?" "Mother. Can Dowdu change by himself? Can you and Auntie Moo go out for a while?" Dowdu hesitated for a while, but still mustered up the courage to ask. Xiao Yun was stunned for a while before she reacted. This little guy was most likely shy again. "Can you change by yourself?" Xiao Yun asked. Dowdu patted his chest and said, "Mother, Dowdu is a man. Dowdu can change his clothes by himself." Xiao Yun saw that Dowdu's insistence on, "Dowdu, Dowdu. Yun let me help Dowdu change." Yili stood up and said. Originally, he had nothing to help Xiao Yun. If he could help Xiao Yun in this matter, it would be good. Dowdu followed up and said, "Mother, why don't you let Uncle Beauty help me change it?" Dowdu thought that since Yili was a man, it was okay for a man to help another man. "Well, let Uncle Handsome help you change." Xiao Yun nodded and agreed. Yili was also very happy. Coming to Xiao Yun's house, he could finally help with something. When Yili changed Dowdu's pants, Mulan and Xiao Yun left the house first. After Yili helped Dowdu to change his pants, the two of them went in again. After finishing the work in the afternoon, Xiao Yun took Dowdu's pants to the river and prepared to wash Dowdu. When she just went over, she saw two people quarreling by the river. One was his cousin-in-law, Nian. The other was a girl in the village, the daughter-in-law of the Zhou family. Feng Ling. Feng Ling was originally from the Shuilan village. Later, she directly married a person from the Shuilan village. Chapter 991. Earlier, Nian and Feng Ling were in a heated argument. The two of them looked like they were about to start a fight. Xiao Yun knew that his cousin-in-law had a good temper. Under normal circumstances, she wouldn't easily get into a conflict with others in the village. "What happened this time? Are you crazy? Why are you picking on me? What did I do to offend you?" Feng Ling said to Nian angrily. "You know what you've done," Nian said angrily. Feng Ling immediately exploded. "What did I do? Then tell me, what did I do? I don't even know. Why did you come here and act crazy for no reason?" The more Feng Ling thought about it, the angrier she got. Stop pretending. It's not like it hasn't happened before. Feng Ling, you saw what happened to Zhang Chui'er. Don't be like her. Feng Ling was unhappy. What do you mean? Make it clear to me today. If you don't leave. You make it sound like I've done something shameful. If others hear this, they'll misunderstand me. Ha! Nian sneered. Feng Ling, don't think that I didn't see it. When you went to the foot of the mountain to gather materials, you asked my husband to carry them for you. How can you be so shameless as to ask another man for help? If you can't do it, just ask your husband. Why did you ask my husband for help? You must be seducing him like Zhang Chui'er. When Feng Ling heard this, she was so angry that she scolded, "You're really sick, and you're seriously sick. Who seduced your husband? Who cares? It's your husband who wanted to carry the materials for me. What does that have to do with me? Seriously, you're biting like a mad dog. Aren't you ashamed? I don't want to waste my time talking to you. You're not clear-headed. You're ridiculous. Let me tell you, I haven't punished you yet. If others spread rumors about me, you'll be in trouble. I'll ask your husband how to discipline his wife. You only know how to talk nonsense." Ah! Nian couldn't win against Feng Ling. She could only stomp her feet in anger. Seeing that Nian was about to rush up and hit Feng Ling, the onlookers hurriedly stopped her. "That's enough, stop fighting. It's not a big deal, there must be some misunderstanding. That's right. We're all from the same village. Don't cause any conflicts. You don't have any evidence, so you can't speak carelessly. That's right, that's right. This matter will damage both of your reputations. Don't cause any more trouble. Don't talk so much. We're all from the same village. Why are you being so calculative?" Under the persuasion of the villagers and the fact that Nian didn't have much evidence to begin with, she wasn't confident enough. Only then did he listen to the crowd and let it go. In his heart, he was still somewhat unwilling. Looking at Feng Ling's face and thinking about Zhao Si, Madame Nian felt sad. There was a reason why she was so against Feng Ling. It was not without reason that she would overthink when she saw her man helping Feng Ling raise the fire. He asked around in the village and found out that the woman Zhao Si liked before was Feng Ling. It would be fine if Zhao Si helped another woman, but Zhao Si helped Feng Ling. Zhao Yuner felt that Zhao Si still had feelings for Feng Ling. Which woman would want to see another woman in her man's heart? Chapter 992. I'm too lazy to argue with that crazy woman. What a bummer. Feng Ling left with the wooden basin. Nian gritted her teeth and glared at Feng Ling's back as she left. That woman. Just let her be proud. She wondered why her man fell in love with Feng Ling. Her looks were average, and she was a woman who was greedy for vanity. Zhao Si wanted to be with Feng Ling back then. Unfortunately, Feng Ling didn't like Zhao Si, because she thought Zhao Si was too poor. Later, Feng Ling fell in love with a man from the same village who was slightly better than Zhao Si, so she married him. After Feng Ling got married, Zhao Si had to give up. Then, he married her and lived with her. Nian didn't know how to describe her feelings. She just felt uncomfortable. She didn't want her man to be obsessed with another woman after being married to her for so many years. Seeing Nian's disappointment, Zhao Yuner walked over and asked, "Sister-in-law, what's wrong?" Seeing Zhao Yuner, Nian's lips twitched and she said with a smile, "Yuner, you're here. Sister-in-law, why were you arguing with someone just now?" Zhao Yuner asked again. Speaking of that, Nian's mother sighed heavily. Seeing Nian's disappointed face, Zhao Yuner knew that something bad must have happened. Otherwise, Nian's mother wouldn't be like that. So, Zhao Yun comforted her gently. Sister-in-law, don't be sad. Tell me what happened. Maybe I can help you. Sigh, Nian's mother looked at Zhao Yun and sighed deeply. Except for Zhao Yun she really didn't know who else to talk to about it. It was a little uncomfortable to keep it to herself. Nian's mother thought for a moment and decided to tell Zhao Yun Yun, it's actually about me and Zhao Si. Zhao Yun and Zhao Yun went to the riverside. While washing clothes, they told Zhao Yun about the situation. After hearing this, Zhao Yun finally understood what was going on. She felt that it was normal for Mrs. Nian to be angry and jealous. As long as it was a woman, she would probably feel very uncomfortable in her heart. After all, no one wanted their man to be thinking about another woman. Especially for Zhao Yun, who had transmigrated from the 21st century, it was even more unacceptable. Zhao Yun comforted her, sister-in-law, I don't think you should think too much about this matter. Now that my cousin is married to you and has a few children with you, I'm afraid that you won't be able to do anything about it. Even if he was thinking about her, he wouldn't have thought of that. In the future, you will still be the one to lead the life. Nian sighed and said, Yun, I know what you're saying, but I just don't feel good about it. Your cousin. Why can't he just avoid her a little bit more? He's already married, but he's still thinking about her and taking the blame for her. I don't see him helping me much at home. He's so attentive to Feng Ling. What Nian's mother said was true. Zhao Yun didn't know what to say except to comfort Nian. Sister-in-law, Zhao Si did something wrong. But if you have anything to say to him, just tell him. He won't know if you bury it in your heart, right? Nian's mother hesitated for a moment and said, Sigh, Yun, how can I say that? What's there to be embarrassed about? He's your husband, not someone else. Chapter 993. Sister-in-law, if you don't know what to say, why don't I do it for you? Zhao Yun comforted her. Nian thought for a moment, then shook her head and said, Sigh, forget it. Sister-in-law, as long as brother Zhao doesn't do anything overboard, it's fine. It's not that easy for a married couple to live together. Brother Zhao is actually a good man. Nian agreed with that. Among the men in the village, Zhao Si treated her well. He was more ambitious than the rest. He wasn't the kind of man who was lazy. Let's talk about it when I get back. The two of them chatted as they finished washing the clothes. Nian said that she made some salted vegetables for Zhao Yun to try, and insisted that Zhao Yun go to her house with her. Zhao Yun didn't refuse and followed them. As for salted vegetables, Zhao Yun also likes to eat them, but she has never made them. There were too many things to do every day, so she couldn't bring herself to do it. Nian's mother had made some salted vegetables. She thought it wouldn't hurt to bring some home to try. She followed Nian and went to Zhao Si's house. As soon as she returned, Zhao Si was in the courtyard. Seeing Nian's return, his face darkened and he looked very unhappy. Nian had been with Zhao Si for so long, so she naturally knew that he was angry. Father, what's wrong with you? Nian asked. After Nian asked, Zhao Si's face turned even colder, as if he wanted to eat someone. Nian's heart trembled. She had a feeling that a storm was coming. Father, Zhao Si snorted. What's wrong? You just asked me what's wrong. Don't you know what you've done? Zhao Si's words were very similar to what Nian said to Feng Ling just now. What's wrong with me? Nian asked weakly, but she had a feeling that it had something to do with Feng Yu. Ha, Zhao Si laughed first. His laughter was very cold, and he looked like he was going to eat someone. Qin, you really know how to make me look good. I treat you well, don't I? Why did you go out and cause trouble? If you do this, how can I live in the village in the future? Those who didn't know would think that there was really something going on between him and Feng Ling. Also, if you spread rumors about Feng Ling and she's innocent, how can you face her? Zhao Xi's fierce tone and attitude was really frightening. Zhao Yun watched from the side. Even she felt a little scared, not to mention Nian. Nian frowned and looked at Zhao Xi. She was indeed a little scared. After all, she had never seen her man lose his temper like this. However, after the fear, he felt very sad. Why did her man treat her like this? Didn't she just argue with Feng Ling? Right now, Zhao Xi's reaction was clearly biased towards Feng Ling, which was why it was like this. The wife that he casually married and the woman that he liked were indeed different. Why aren't you talking? This was too much. Don't do this again. Otherwise. Nian had a bitter taste in her mouth. She said to Zhao Xi, otherwise, what will happen? Are you going to hit me, scold me, or divorce me because of another woman? Hearing Nian's question, Zhao Xi paused as well. Zhao Xi was speechless for a moment. He didn't know what to say. Chapter 994. Just as he was about to explain to Nianshi gently, he was interrupted by Zhao Yun. Fourth brother, aren't you being too serious? No matter what sister-in-law did, you shouldn't have such an attitude. Moreover, this matter has a lot to do with you. Fourth brother Zhao, you have to think about your own actions first. I'm already married, so I should keep a suitable distance from other women. Moreover, it's the woman you used to like. Are you helping her with her work out of the kindness of your heart? Or do you mean something else? Zhao Yun's questioning made Zhao Xi speechless. He felt guilty and didn't know how to refute. Fourth brother Zhao, you really can't blame sister-in-law for this. Sister-in-law is a woman. It's normal for her to feel uncomfortable when she sees another woman in her man's heart. On the other hand, cousin, you've been married to sister-in-law for so many years. Do you think it's right for you to speak to her in such a fierce tone for another woman? The more Zhao Yun said, the more ashamed Zhao Xi felt. Thinking about what he said and did, he did go overboard. I'm sorry. I went overboard. Zhao Xi realized his mistake and hurriedly apologized to Nianshi. Nianshi's heart was broken by Zhao Xi. She didn't want to listen to Zhao Xi anymore. She rushed into the room. She didn't want to talk to Zhao Xi. Seeing Nianshi close the door with a bang, Zhao Xi didn't even have a chance to explain. Looking at the closed door, Zhao Xi could only continue to sigh. Zhao Yun walked to Zhao Xi and said to him, Fourth brother Zhao, I shouldn't have said so much. I just couldn't help it. What you said today really hurt sister-in-law's heart. There's one thing you have to understand. No matter who you like, you're living with sister-in-law now. You have to do what you should do as a husband. Fourth brother Zhao, you're a man. Actually, you should know all this. I don't need to say more. Now that sister-in-law is sad because of this, you'd better think about how to comfort her. You'd better have a better attitude and act like you should. Also, this is your fault, so you have to apologize. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, Zhao Xi was silent for a moment. In the end, he nodded and replied, Okay, Yun, I'll remember what you said. Thank you for your reminder. Seeing that Zhao Xi's attitude had changed in time, Zhao Yun was slightly relieved. She was afraid that Zhao Xi would be stubborn and continue to blame Nian. Alright, fourth brother Zhao, you can coax sister-in-law first. I'll go back first. Zhao Yun said. Zhao Xi nodded and replied, Alright then. Yun, go back and do what you need to do. Yes. Zhao Yuner originally wanted to get the salted vegetables, but after this, she probably couldn't get the salted vegetables. Fortunately, she wasn't in a hurry to eat. If she really wanted to eat, she could make some herself later. This thing could be stored for a long time, so it was quite good. Also, it wasn't difficult to make. In her previous life, Zhao Yuner often marinated radishes and cabbages with her mother. Especially the big white radishes, they were fragrant and crispy after being marinated. They were especially delicious. It was a pity that she couldn't eat radishes during this season. She could only wait until winter to eat them. Now, she could only wait for winter to come. When that time came, she could make more radishes and eat them slowly throughout the year. That was fine. Chapter 995. At that moment, the sound of Daodu and Yili's laughter could be heard from inside the house. The two of them seemed to be having a lot of fun. Zhao Yun couldn't help but be curious about what the two of them were talking about. Originally, when Mu Lianfeng wasn't home, Daodu was very bored by himself. He didn't expect Yili to suddenly come over. Now, there was finally someone to accompany Daodu. Daodu also seemed to like Yili a lot. For the past 2 days, he had been sticking to Yili. Zhao Yun was originally worried that Daodu would be too clingy and disturb Yili. However, Yili didn't seem to mind. Instead, he seemed to enjoy spending time with Daodu. Zhao Yun wondered if it was because Yili didn't have any family and was usually very lonely. Was that why he was so happy when he played with Daodu? Zhao Yun was also very happy to see this. Since the two of them liked to stick together, it couldn't get any better. By keeping each other company, she didn't have to worry about whether Yili was too bored or whether Daodu was too bored. After they finished drying the clothes, Daodu came out of the house and walked over to Zhao Yun. He tugged at Zhao Yun's sleeve. Zhao Yun raised her eyebrows and asked, "What's wrong, Daodu?" Daodu replied in a cute voice, "Mother, can you help me nail a few wooden stakes?" Nail wooden stakes. Zhao Yun was stunned and asked with uncertainty. Yes, yes. Daodu nodded heavily. Zhao Yun was even more confused. Why are you nailing wooden stakes? Mother, Uncle Handsome said that he wanted to teach Daodu how to fly. That's why I'm nailing wooden stakes for Daodu to practice, Daodu explained in a cute voice. I see. Could it be that Yili wanted to teach Daodu about light industry? Yeah. Daodu nodded heavily, then turned to Zhao Yun and said, Mother, Daodu wants to be like Uncle Beauty and fly in the sky. Zhao Yun looked at Daodu's expectant eyes and found it hard to reject Daodu. In fact, Zhao Yun felt that it was indeed very cool to be able to do light work. People flying in the air should have a different feeling. It was as if he had grown wings. However, seeing that Zhao Yun was silent and did not reply, Daodu could not help but shake Zhao Yun and continue to ask, Mother, what do you think? Can you help Daodu nail a few wooden stakes? Zhao Yun sighed and said earnestly, Daodu, although it's good to fly in the sky, if you practice like this, wouldn't it be too dangerous? What if you fall? Daodu, it's very painful. It's fine if you fall on your butt, but if you fall on your face, you'll be disfigured. When that happens, Daodu's originally cute little face will have a lot of wounds. I don't think you'll be cute anymore. After hearing Zhao Yun's words, Daodu's expression drooped. Mother, is that really the case? Daodu asked in a very sad tone. Of course it's dangerous, but if Daodu isn't afraid of danger, Mother naturally won't stop you. But you're a little man now, you should know the consequences. So whether you want to learn or not, you can decide for yourself. You just have to remember what Mother said. No matter what you do, it's not easy. Learning martial arts is not easy either. Flying in the sky looks very cool and fun, but once you learn it, you'll probably need to fly for a very long time. Chapter 996. Zhao Yun felt that her question was a bit too profound for a child to understand. She wasn't sure if Daodu could understand what she was saying. Zhao Yun saw Daodu's little brows wrinkle as if he was thinking about something. But Daodu was still very cute like this. Mother. Uncle Beautiful also told Daodu that when you first start learning, you'll definitely fall down and it'll be very painful. But Daodu wants to be like Uncle Beautiful. Daodu also wants to fly around in the sky. Zhao Yun touched Daodu's little face. This little guy probably misunderstood that she didn't want him to learn. Alright, in that case, Daodu can learn. Mother, help Daodu nail a few wooden stakes. Zhao Yun said with a smile. After hearing Zhao Yun say this, Daodu's little face showed an even bigger smile. It had to be said that Daodu's sweet smile really had the ability to melt people's hearts. How did she give birth to such a cute child? Zhao Yun sighed in her heart. After sighing, she felt that something was wrong. No, it should be that how could the child of the original owner be so cute? She didn't give birth to Daodu, so she didn't dare to take the credit. Otherwise, wouldn't she be too shameless? However, although she didn't give birth to Daodu, she could continue to have children with Mu Lianfeng in the future. If she wanted to have another child, Zhao Yun wanted to have a girl. If that was the case, she and Mu Lianfeng would have children together. This was something that many people couldn't hope for. If they really gave birth to a daughter, and Daodu was so cute, it was likely that this little girl's looks wouldn't be low either. If she was as pink and tender as Daodu, she would definitely be a cute doll. Mother, you're the best. Daodu said as he hugged Zhao Yun's thigh. Zhao Yun patted Daodu's head and replied dotingly, of course, if Nyangqin isn't good to Daodu, who else can Nyangqin be good to? Yes, Daodu nodded. After that, Zhao Yun didn't stay idle, but got busy. Zhao Yun followed Yili's instructions and found a few wooden stakes. In front of her yard, she took the thicker side of the axe and began to hammer the stakes into the ground. After spending half an hour, Zhao Yun finally nailed the wooden stakes. Looking at the nailed stake, Zhao Yun finally breathed a sigh of relief. Daodu, it's done. Later, you can let your beautiful uncle teach you how to practice. Yes, Daodu nodded excitedly. He couldn't wait for Yili to teach him. However, Yili couldn't come out now, so he could only wait until nighttime. On the other side, on the third branch's land, a few men were working in full swing. However, with the arrival of summer, the weather was getting hotter and hotter. Every day, when he was working, he would be basked in the scorching sun. His whole body couldn't help but sweat, and the amount of water he drank also increased. Therefore, they had to deliver water several times a day. The foundation of the third branch's house had already been laid. Now, they were busy building the inside of the house. Because they were working faster, even though the house was bigger, it was still about 50 centimeters tall. Chapter 997. As for Mulan's house, Zhu Eru was busy laying the foundation by himself. He had been looking for masons for the past 2 days and finally found 2. He would get the masons to come over tomorrow and start building the house. Mulan's house was not like Zhao Yun's house. They did not need to build so many houses, so they did not need so many people. Even if there were 2 masons, it would be enough. In this way, the construction period would be about the same as Zhao Yun's house. Perhaps the 2 families would be able to live in the new house at the same time. At this time, Zhu Eru had almost finished the water in the kettle, so Mu Hin came over with the kettle to deliver water. As for the third branch, Zhao Ping was only thinking about her wedding dress at home today, so she did not remember to deliver water. So after Mu Hin delivered water, Liang Jinhui casually said, "Why hasn't Ping delivered water yet?" That's right. Usually, Ping would have delivered water by this time. That's right. Ping is dawdling around at home. I don't know what she's doing. Now that there's no water, she's very thirsty, but she's nowhere to be seen. Sigh, that's right. Ping is unreliable. This was what Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui said one after another. They could not be blamed. They were indeed very thirsty. Now there was no water again. They had been waiting for a long time for Zhao Ping to come over. Mu Hin came over to deliver water, but Zhao Ping still did not come. Liang Jinshan could not stand it anymore and said to Liang Jinhui, "Why don't we ask for some water first and wait for Ping to deliver it before returning it to her?" Liang Jinhui nodded and felt that this idea was feasible. After all, Mu Hin delivered such a big kettle of water. Zhu Eru would not be able to finish it in a short time, but they could not hold on any longer. "All right, let's go get one." "All right." Liang Jinhui nodded. Therefore, the two men walked up to Mu Hin and stopped Mu Hin. Mu Hin looked at Liang Jinhui and Liang Jinshan in confusion and asked, "What's wrong, uncles?" After all, Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui were very polite since they were the ones asking for help. Liang Jinshan chuckled and said, "Girl, we don't have anything else to do. It's just that we finished our water, so we wanted to ask if we could ask you for a cup of water. If my eldest niece comes back later, I will return the water to you." Mu Hin glanced at Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinfin. He knew that Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui were Zhao Tianan's uncles, so he was very polite to them. Mu Hin smiled and said, "Of course, this is a big deal. You must be thirsty. Why don't I pour half a kettle of water for you to drink?" Mu Hin felt that it was okay to give half a kettle of water to Zhao Yun's family. If her brother-in-law did not have enough water, he could send it over later. It was just a matter of making 2 more trips, so it was not that troublesome. When Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui heard this, they immediately responded with a smile, "Ha ha ha, okay. Little girl, you're really a good person. You're so kind." Mu Hin naturally knew that Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui were just casually praising her. So he said, "It's nothing. It's just a little water. It's nothing good." Chapter 998. Under normal circumstances, water is indeed not a good thing. After all, water is free. You can just go to the river and get some. But when people are thirsty, water is a good thing. If there is no water, people will probably die of thirst. That's true. Mu Hin nodded in agreement. In fact, sometimes when one was hungry, one would not feel too uncomfortable. It was just that when one was thirsty, one would feel terrible. Without water, one would not be able to hold on for long. "Ah, uncle, you're right," Mu Hin replied with a smile. "That's why you delivered the water in time. We are dying of thirst. Sigh, my eldest niece is not as attentive as you. She hasn't returned the water since she delivered it today." Mu Hin nodded shyly. She felt very embarrassed to be praised by Liang Jinshan one after another. After all, it was just a little water. If she had given something better and received such praise, she might have accepted it with a little more peace of mind. Zhao Tianan also walked in the direction of Mu Hin. He had been working until now, and he was also very thirsty. Now, Zhao Tianan did not feel embarrassed in front of Mu Hin. When he saw Mu Hin bringing water over, he also wanted to ask for some water to drink. "Mu Hin, you're here." Zhao Tianan went forward and greeted Mu Hin with a smile. Mu Hin smiled and nodded. He poured a glass of water and handed it to Zhao Tianan. Then, he said to Zhao Tianan, "Come, you must be thirsty. Drink some water." Zhao Tianan smiled. Just as he was about to take the water from Mu Hin, a girl's voice called out to him not far away. "Tianan, Tianan," it was Ma Xiaofeng's voice. Zhao Tianan recognized it immediately. Then, he looked in the direction of Ma Xiaofeng. He saw that Ma Xiaofeng was also holding a water bottle in her hand. She was not far away and was looking at him eagerly. Zhao Tianan's heart suddenly trembled. He did not expect Ma Xiaofeng to come looking for him again. Mu Hin also looked in the direction of Zhao Tianan's gaze. After seeing Ma Xiaofeng, Mu Hin's heart felt uneasy. She knew that Zhao Tianan liked Ma Xiaofeng. Because she knew, she had this bad feeling in her heart. Mu Hin was not sure if it was because she liked Zhao Tianan or if she did not want him to be with Ma Xiaofeng. Perhaps this thought was because she was jealous of Ma Xiaofeng. After all, Zhao Tianan's heart was filled with Ma Xiaofeng. As long as she was a woman, she probably did not want the man she liked to be with another woman. However, after all, she was not Zhao Tianan's woman. She did not even dare to say that she had feelings for Zhao Tianan. What right did she have to care who Zhao Tianan was with? After thinking about it, Mu Hin felt that her heart was stuffed, and she felt a little uncomfortable. After Zhao Tianan did not take the water bottle for a long time, she withdrew it. Mu Hin's heart was very depressed, but she did not know what to say. She hoped that Zhao Tianan would stop looking at Ma Xiaofeng and ignore Ma Xiaofeng. However, the reality was different from what she expected. When Zhao Tianan saw Ma Xiaofeng, after all, there were so many elders on the family's land. It would not be good if something happened. After thinking about it, Zhao Tianan still walked in the direction of Ma Xiaofeng. Looking at his back, Mu Hin felt a sense of loss. Chapter 999. Mu Hin quickly hid the sense of loss in her eyes. Forget it. No matter what Zhao Tianan did, it was none of her business. After all, she couldn't control it, and she shouldn't ask for anything. A person like her. Could it be that she expected such a good man like Zhao Tianan to like her? Mu Hin knew in her heart that Zhao Tianan was so good to her only because Zhao Tianan sympathized with her. Zhao Tianan was kind by nature, no matter who he was to. To her, there was nothing special about him at all. Zhao Tianan walked to Ma Xiaofeng and asked Ma Xiaofeng, "Xiaofeng, why did you come to see me?" This time, Ma Xiaofeng learned to be smart. She didn't say anything else, but directly showed concern for Zhao Tianan. Ma Xiaofeng knew that the tougher her attitude toward Zhao Tianan, the more Zhao Tianan would dislike her. In this case, she might as well start a gentle offensive. In this way, Zhao Tianan certainly wouldn't have the heart to say harsh words to her. In fact, men were like this. They liked women who were gentle. How many men would like that kind of tigress? In addition, men also liked women who were well-behaved, sensible, and sensible. Mu Hin, that be *tch, actually pretended in front of Zhao Tianan. Her acting skills weren't worse than Mu Hin's, so she also pretended directly. "Tianan, I thought that you must be tired from working in the afternoon. The weather is so hot, so you must be very thirsty. So I brought you some brown sugar water. Do you want to drink it?" Ma Xiaofeng said with a smile. Her voice was soft, and it made Zhao Tianan's heart tremble again. Brown sugar water was a good thing in the eyes of the country people. After all, brown sugar wasn't cheap, and it couldn't be drunk under normal circumstances. Ma Xiaofeng could take out such a good thing to bring him some brown sugar water, which showed that Ma Xiaofeng had good intentions. It was Ma Xiaofeng's actions that made Zhao Tianan's heart feel even worse. Zhao Tianan looked at Ma Xiaofeng. Ma Xiaofeng was smiling at him, and the smile on her face made people's hearts melt. In the beginning, He was moved by Ma Xiaofeng's charming smile, and now he couldn't resist it. Xiaofeng, Xiao Tianan's mouth muttered. He was somewhat reluctant to part with Ma Xiaofeng. Tianan. Ma Xiaofeng murmured. Xiaofeng, suddenly, there was a bit of bitterness and of Sa's heart. He couldn't be like this. Otherwise, he might really waver. However, he couldn't take out the 50 taels of silver. If he wavered at this time, it would only add to his troubles in the future. Xiaofeng, thank you, but you should take it back and drink it yourself. Zhao Tianan refused. Ma Xiaofeng stared blankly, and her eyes revealed a trace of disbelief. She was like this, and Zhao Tianan still refused her. Could it be that Zhao Tianan really had a change of heart? Some unhappy people didn't have lower lips. No, she couldn't just give up like this. Zhao Tianan was hers. She couldn't give him to that B*tch Muhin. Ma Xiaofeng showed a delicate and pitiful appearance in front of Zhao Tianan. Tianan. I specially brought it over to you. It's a piece of my heart. Can't you drink it? Meeting Ma Xiaofeng's misty eyes, he knew that he must have hurt Ma Xiaofeng's heart by doing this. How could his heart not be pained? But what could he do? Zhao Tianan inadvertently looked in Mu Hin's direction. He found that Mu Hin was also looking at him. Chapter 1000. Images of Ma Xiaofeng and Mu Hin popped up in his mind. He didn't even know who he was thinking about. Tianan. Do you really not want to talk to me? Do you hate me that much? Ma Xiaofeng started to cry. Zhao Tianan's heart ached when he saw this. He really didn't want to see Ma Xiaofeng like this. Xiaofeng, it's not that I don't want to talk to you, and I don't hate you. It's just that it's not possible between us. My family definitely can't afford the 50 taels of betrothal gift that your mother said. Zhao Tianan's meaning was very clear. Because Qian Chuanxiu made things difficult for him, he couldn't do anything about it. She couldn't blame him for having a change of heart. Ma Xiaofeng was silent for a moment, then said with some grievance, Tianan, your family is so rich, and your brother-in-law is the heir apparent. Actually, 50 taels of silver isn't a lot for your family, right? My mother only has one daughter, and our families are in conflict. That's why she asked for such a high price. Xiaofeng. It's not as simple as you think. How could 50 taels of silver be wrong? Actually, if his family didn't object, it would be very good. It would be possible for his parents to take out 50 taels of silver for him to marry a wife. But his family was against it, and Zhao Yun was also against it, so they definitely wouldn't take out 50 taels of silver as a betrothal gift. Even if they were willing to take it, Zhao Tianan would feel bad. After all, he had spent so much of his family's money. 50 taels of silver could be used for a lot of time. His mother and second sister sold breakfast in Xiangyang City every day, and it was very hard for them. Tianan, am I wrong? Your sister and brother-in-law are so rich. This isn't too much, right? Or is it that you don't like me enough, so you want to give up on me because of this little bit of money? Ma Xiaofeng looked at Zhao Tianan with even more sadness. Zhao Tianan couldn't help but shake his head. No, Xiaofeng, it's not what you think. You don't understand. Anyway, don't look for me now. After Zhao Tianan finished speaking, he ran away from Ma Xiaofeng. Tianan, Tianan, Ma Xiaofeng continued to call out a few more times, but Zhao Tianan didn't pay attention to her. Ma Xiaofeng had no choice but to leave with the kettle. If even this method didn't work, then he really had to think of other methods. But what could he do? Ma Xiaofeng racked her brains for a while, but she couldn't figure out what to do. Could it be that he had to resort to an extreme method? Sighing slightly, Ma Xiaofeng didn't want to continue thinking about it. She turned around and left. Zhao Tianan returned to Mu Hin's side and drank Mu Hin's water. Mu Hin saw that Zhao Tianan was not in a good mood, so he asked with concern, "Are you okay?" Zhao Tianan shook his head. "I'm fine." "Did the two of you get into a fight?" Mu Hin asked again with concern. Zhao Tianan didn't say anything. He didn't know how to respond to Mu Hin. Mu Hin tugged at the corner of his mouth. "Actually, that girl is quite nice. If you two like each other, don't get into a fight. If there are any misunderstandings, explain them properly. Otherwise, the misunderstanding will only deepen." After Mu Hin finished speaking, Zhao Tianan couldn't help but look at Mu Hin a few more times. Why was this girl discussing things like this? Thinking about what Ma Xiaofeng said to Mu Hin before, and then thinking about what Mu Hin said to help Ma Xiaofeng now, Zhao Tianan felt that there was a gap between them. Chapter 1001. Zhao Tianan shook his head and said, "No, then you see, Zhao Tianan tugged at the corners of his mouth. "No, nothing." Zhao Tianan secretly erased the emotions in his heart. Naturally, others could not see what he was thinking in his heart. Only he knew. For some reason, the moment he saw Mu Hin, Zhao Tianan suddenly had a very different feeling. He had never had this kind of feeling before. Nothing much happened in the next few days. It was just that Zhao Yun's family was busier. Because there were more men working, she had to cook every day and entertain the whole family. When it was time for Zhao Ping's wedding, Zhao Yun did not continue to set up a stall in the town for 2 days. Instead, she began to prepare the things needed for the banquet. Holding a banquet was not a simple matter. There were too many things that needed to be done. Even buying groceries took a long time. Fortunately, Zhao Yun's family had a little donkey. She could pull the little donkey wherever she went. Otherwise, she would be exhausted to death carrying so many things back. When she went to the town to buy groceries, Zhao Yun decided on the quantity of things she bought back according to the number of guests. After all, she couldn't buy too little, but she couldn't buy too much either. If she bought too little, she couldn't entertain the guests. If she bought too much, it would be a waste if she couldn't finish it. Liang Jinqiao said that there were a total of more than 70 families in the village who had sent gifts. Including her relatives, there were about 80 families. Basically, there were 8 people sitting at a table in the countryside, except for children. Basically, one person from each family who had sent gifts would come to the wedding. Some families would bring their children over, but the children would not be at the table. They would make do with something to eat at the side. Based on the number of people who came, Zhao Yun's family estimated that there would be 10 tables of banquets. With so many banquets, Zhao Yun had already estimated how many dishes she would prepare in her heart. Zhao Yun had asked the butcher to save the pork for her in advance. There were 50 kilograms of meat left. 50 pounds of meat might seem like a lot, but many dishes required meat. Meat pies, meatballs, stir-fried meat, etc. He bought more than 10 chickens and a lot of fish. The other thing was vegetables. These side dishes were quite cheap. Although they bought a lot, they didn't spend much. The other thing was to buy alcohol. All the men who came to drink wine had to drink wine, so this had to be prepared well. Zhao Yun bought 10 jars and brought them back. It was fine if they couldn't finish the wine. They could keep it and drink it slowly later. Anyway, Zhao Wenhuo loved to drink, and the men working at home had to prepare a few cups of wine to entertain him every day. He spent a total of 2 taels of silver. Counting the gifts from the other families, there was still a little surplus. This was the first time the third branch was holding a banquet, so they naturally couldn't be too shabby. Otherwise, they would be looked down upon and laughed at. This time, Zhao Yun didn't let those people from old Zhao's family participate in the third branch's wedding banquet. They were all unreliable. If she let them help, she was afraid that they wouldn't be able to help and would cause a lot of trouble instead. However, this wedding banquet wasn't a simple matter. Zhao Ping found a few more reliable people to come over. One of them was Mulan, Mu Hin, old Madam Qin, Zhao Yun herself, and Liang Jinqiao. The three of them were busy, and there were enough people. Mulan and Mu Hin could help wash and cut the vegetables. Liang Jinqiao and old Madam Qin could help, and Zhao Yun could cook. That was enough. Chapter 1002. She invited old Madam Qin over because she was more familiar with her. Zhao Yun wouldn't pay her for coming over to help. She was prepared to give some of the leftover meat and side dishes to old Madam Qin as a form of gratitude after she was done with her work. It was much better for the villagers to take a fancy to these things than to give them money directly. With her relationship with Mulan now, Zhao Yun didn't feel embarrassed to ask for Mulan's help. When their relationship reached a certain level, they wouldn't stand on ceremony with each other. After buying the things, Zhao Yun moved them into the car one by one. Fortunately, Xiao Mao was strong and could now pull more weight. It was all thanks to Xiao Mao. Zhao Yun patted Xiao Mao's head and said to Xiao Mao, you've worked hard. I'll give you something good to eat when we go back. Xiao Mao raised its head in response. Zhao Yun's smile deepened. After patting Xiao Mao's head, she stared at Xiao Mao and found that Xiao Mao had grown a lot. Its current size couldn't be called a little donkey anymore. It should be called a big donkey. Zhao Yun wondered if Xiao Mao's size would be as big as a horse one day. It shouldn't be possible. After all, Xiao Mao was just a donkey. It was different from a horse. It was a different species, so it would be difficult to catch up. Xiao Mao, eat well when we go back. Let's see how big you can grow. Zhao Yun patted Xiao Mao's head again and reminded it. Furry seemed to understand and made a series of soft noises. Zhao Yun thought that Xiao Mao had agreed and smiled at Xiao Mao. Xiao Mao is so obedient. Liang Jinqiao didn't have much experience in hosting a banquet for the first time, so he was worried about whether he could host a good banquet. The last time old Zhao's family held a wedding was when Zhao Tianlong got married. However, they hadn't split up at that time. Zhao Baoshan and Hu Chunhua were in charge of the arrangements. Now that they had split up, she had to take care of the family matters alone. He was afraid that he would mess up the banquet if something went wrong. If he really messed it up, it wouldn't be good for Zhao Ping's wedding. Seeing Liang Jinqiao frowning, Zhao Yun'er asked, "Mother, what's wrong? What are you thinking about?" Liang Jinqiao came back to his senses and said with a smile, "Nothing. I'm just worried that we won't be able to do a good job at the banquet tomorrow." Zhao Yun'er chuckled and said, "Mother, I was wondering what you were worried about. It turns out that you were worried about this." "Mother, it's fine. We can definitely do it well." Liang Jinqiao sighed slightly. "After all, we don't have much experience. We don't know if we can do it. Yun'er, do you want to ask your grandmother to help? Your grandmother knows a lot." Zhao Yun'er waved her hand, "Mother, forget it. Grandma can help, but she will definitely extort money or things from our family. Didn't they invite Mrs. Zhu? We can just ask her to help us. She's an old woman. How can she be worse than our grandmother? Your grandmother is a family member after all. She's an outsider. She definitely won't help us so wholeheartedly. How can we trouble her?" Zhao Yun'er smiled. "Mother, you're thinking too much. To be honest, our grandmother isn't as reliable as Mrs. Zhu. Our grandmother is very jealous of our family situation now. She probably can't wait for our family to not have a good life. Now that Sister Ping is getting married, she can do her best to help us arrange the banquet. This. Liang Jinchao didn't know what to say. Chapter 1003. Then. Okay then. I can only trouble Auntie Chin. Emichim, Mom, don't think about it. What's the point of thinking about it? It's just adding more trouble to yourself. Liang Jinchao responded. She was like this. Sometimes, she couldn't help but like to let her imagination run wild. After buying these things, Xiao Yun took Xiao Mao back home. The family Qin people had their own arrangements. Xiao Yun's family just had to do their own things. Although they couldn't get involved in the family Qin matters, Xiao Yun was still curious about what the family Qin would be like. After buying the things, they returned to the village. Xiao Yun just bought the things in advance. The banquet would be held tomorrow. However, there were still a lot of things to do this afternoon. The dishes and things like that had to be prepared in advance. This way, they wouldn't be too tired when they were busy tomorrow. For example, meatballs, meat pies, and things like that. They had to be ready this afternoon or at night. There was also the chicken. The feathers had to be plucked in advance, cleaned, and stewed tomorrow morning. As for the other dishes, they could just prepare them tomorrow. After Xiao Yun got the things back, she returned to her house. Dowdy stayed at home the whole morning. He practiced according to what Yili said yesterday. When Xiao Yun returned home, she found Dowdu in the room. Dowdu had fallen quite badly. What's wrong, Dowdu? Xiao Yun saw Dowdu lying on the bed and couldn't help but ask. Mom. Dowdu looked at Xiao Yun pitifully. What's wrong? My little cutie. Xiao Yun said. She walked over to Dowdu and rubbed Dowdu's little face. Mom. Dowdu hurts. Where does it hurt? My leg hurts. After speaking, Dowdu rolled up his pants, revealing his pink and tender calf. However, Dowdu's originally pink and tender calf was now bruised. It looked a little shocking. It seemed like the injury wasn't light. What happened? Xiao Yun asked with a frown. Mom. I accidentally fell. How did you fall for no reason? Uncle Handsome wanted me to practice stepping on a wooden stake. I accidentally stepped on it, so I fell from above. Is that so? Xiao Yun first stared at Dowdu's injury. Do you want Dowdu to practice in the future? Dowdu frowned. I don't know. Mother, it hurts. At this moment, Yili couldn't help but say, Dowdu, Uncle Handsome told you before that it's not easy to learn how to fly. If you think it's too hard now and you want to give up, then just hang in there and give up now. After hearing Yili's words, Dowdu felt a sense of loss. In his heart, he wanted to be able to fly like Yili. However, he didn't think that it would be so painful to fall when he really practiced. Xiao Yun also responded, Yes, Dowdu. Your Uncle Handsome is right. If you want to give up, then give up as soon as possible. Otherwise, it's very normal for you to bump into things like this later on. Dowdu pouted. Mom, Yili sighed. Since you're a man, then you have to do this properly. Giving up halfway isn't something a man would do. Chapter 1004. When he heard Yili's words, Dowdu lowered his head in shame. It seemed that Uncle Handsome was disappointed in him. Dowdu thought about it. It was normal for Yili to be disappointed in him. After all, he had been boasting about wanting to learn how to fly in front of Uncle Handsome, but he couldn't take it after just a few days. Uncle Handsome, Dowda looked at Yili and muttered. I'll do as you say. If you don't want to learn, I won't force you, Mu Lianfeng added. Dowda lowered his head and thought for a moment. Then he said to Yili, Uncle Handsome. If Dowda wants to learn, then Dowda should learn from Uncle Handsome. Dowda won't be afraid of pain in the future. You can persevere. When he heard Dowda's words, Yili's lips curled into a smile. Since you're willing to learn, I'll do my best to teach you. Thank you, Uncle Handsome. The corner of Zhao Yun's mouth also raised into a smile. She felt that Yili was right. Since he wanted to learn, then he should do his best to learn. There was no reason to give up halfway. It wasn't just this matter. Dowda would more or less experience hardships when he grew up. If Dowda gave up after suffering a little, then he wouldn't be able to grow. All right then. Dowda, Mother will apply some ointment on you. You'll be fine after a few days of rest, Zhao Yun said. Dowda nodded. Okay, Mother. Mother will do it for you now. Okay. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, she rummaged through the box and took out the ointment. This ointment was left behind by Mu Lianfeng before he left. These things were prepared as a precaution against any eventuality. If someone in the family got hurt, she could take out the ointment as a precaution. It just so happened that these things that had been prepared were all put to use. Zhao Yun took out the ointment and applied it on Dowda. Dowda smiled and said to Dowda, Mother, this ointment feels so good. It's cold. Really? N. So comfortable. Dowda's leg doesn't hurt as much anymore. Dowda said with a smile. It seemed that this ointment was quite effective. Sure enough, Mu Lianfeng's things were good stuff. Uncle Handsome. Dowda suddenly looked at Yili. After being called by Dowda, Yili was startled and looked at Dowda. What is it, Dowda? Uncle Beauty, how did you learn to fly when you first started? Did you fall down like Dowda? Yili was silent for a moment before saying, Of course, I fell down more than once. But I always got up to practice after falling down. Then Uncle Handsome, when you fell, didn't it hurt like Dowda? Did you apply this cold ointment? Speaking of this, Yili suddenly fell silent. Thinking back to his past, he wasn't as lucky as Dowda. Back then, he was forced to practice Qigong by his father, who was very strict with him. Every time he fell down during practice and hurt himself, his father would pull him to continue practicing. He wasn't like Zhao Yun, who cared about Dowda. Now that he saw that Dowda had Zhao Yun's gentle care, Yili was very envious. What's wrong, Uncle Handsome? Dowda asked in a soft voice. Nothing. Yili smiled bitterly. I'm not as lucky as you. I didn't even get to apply ointment when I fell down when I was young. Dowda looked at Yili sympathetically. Uncle Handsome, you're so pitiful. Chapter 1005. That's right. Beautiful uncle, you're so pitiful. When you fall, you can't use the earthy ointment like Dowda. There's someone who cares for you. Dowda said in a soft voice. Yili raised his mouth again. It's all right. You'll get used to it. Dowda, you have to cherish your parents' love for you, understand? Dowda nodded heavily and replied, I understand, beautiful uncle. At the mention of Dowda's father, Dowda's little brows furrowed slightly and he muttered something. Mother, father has been away for a while. When will he be back? Zhao Yun was silent for a moment. She herself wasn't sure. Mother doesn't know either, but he should be back soon. Oh. Dowda's little eyes darkened and he looked a little disappointed. It seemed that he really missed Mu Lianfeng. Zhao Yun also hoped that Mu Lianfeng would hurry back. She wondered how he was doing in the capital. Yi Li's heart tightened when he heard Dao Du and Zhao Yun's conversation. If Mu Lianfeng came back, then he would have to leave. After all, Mu Lianfeng would definitely be unhappy when he saw him. Moreover, their family was very warm together. As an outsider, it wouldn't be right for him to come between them. He still had to recuperate for a few more days. When Mu Lianfeng came back, he would leave. In the afternoon, Zhao Yun went to the third branch to work. Mu Lan and Mu Hin followed her. Originally, Zhao Ping didn't like Mu Hin, but she was here to help her with the banquet. Moreover, because she was about to get married, Zhao Ping was in a very good mood. She couldn't wait to get married and become Qin Yuan's real wife. As long as they were not married, they were not husband and wife. There were too many variables. Zhao Ping was afraid that Qin Yuan would suddenly regret his decision. By the time they got married, it would be too late for Qin Yuan to regret. Zhao Ping was very excited at the thought of becoming Qin Yuan's wife. The closer the date was, the more obvious Zhao Ping's desire to get married was. When it was time for a woman to get married, she would still be reluctant to part with her family and act a little sad. However, Zhao Ping was different. Zhao Ping was always talking about whether time could pass faster. Seeing Zhao Ping like this, Zhao Yun could only roll her eyes. As for Liang Jinqiao and Zhao Wenhua, they could only sigh. They had raised such a grown-up daughter, and she was about to get married. Initially, they were a little reluctant to part with her. However, looking at Zhao Ping now, she didn't seem to be reluctant to part with her parents at all. As the saying goes, a grown woman can't be kept at home. Zhao Ping was probably like this. It would be good for her to get married early. What? They could worry about that. After 2 days of work, Zhao Ping married into a Qin family. It was quieter with one less person in the house. While Zhao Yun and the others were busy with work, Zhao Ping was holed up in the house. She had no intention of helping at all. When Liang Jinqiao saw this, he couldn't help but say, Ping, if you don't have anything else to do, don't stay in the house. Come out and help. Zhao Ping pursed her lips unhappily. Mother, why do you want me to help? It's not like you can't handle it. Ping, even outsiders are here to help. It's your own business. Aren't you embarrassed to play by yourself and not care about anything? Zhao Ping was unhappy and retorted, Mother, how can you say that? If I'm busy, my hands will definitely not look good. Mother, I still want to get married prettily tomorrow. Chapter 1006. No one could argue with her when she decided to slack off. She made up so many excuses. Zhao Yun could not help but roll her eyes. This Zhao Ping was really interesting. She was lazy, but she still had to come up with so many excuses. However, thinking that Zhao Ping was disgusting her at home, she could only be disgusted for one day. She would be getting married tomorrow, so she would not be upset if she did not see her. Mother, I'm telling the truth. It's not like you need my help. All right, let's not talk about you anymore. Go to the house and rest. Anyway, I can't count on you. Liang Jinqiao said helplessly. Sigh, some people really can't recognize themselves. Even if they take good care of their hands, what's the use? Looking at that face, I don't have any appetite anyway, Zhao Yun muttered. Coincidentally, Zhao Ping had already gone into the house and did not hear Zhao Yun's words. Otherwise, she would definitely jump out and argue with Zhao Yun again. Liang Jinqiao hurried to Zhao Yun and said to Zhao Yun, if you want to say something, if Ping hears you, we'll probably quarrel again. Mother, are you still afraid that she'll be angry? I've never seen such a gluttonous and lazy woman. Zhao Yun could not help but shake her head. Why did Liang Jinqiao and Zhao Wenhua give birth to such a daughter? Sigh. At the mention of this, Liang Jinqiao also sighed deeply. What can we do? Ping is like this. I just hope that she'll become better in the future. Zhao Yun smiled. Mother, don't worry. Sister Ping will definitely become better in the future. With the guidance of her in-laws, I don't believe that Sister Ping can be as lazy as she is in our family. Liang Jinqiao agreed wholeheartedly with Zhao Yun's words. That's true. Her in-laws' family is different from her maiden family. When she's in their family, she has to be controlled by them. Now that you've become someone else's daughter-in-law, you don't have to take care of the household chores. You have to be filial to your elders and serve your in-laws. Otherwise, if you're bullied at your in-laws' house, we won't be able to say anything. Zhao Yun sneered. She was looking forward to seeing what Zhao Ping would be like when she married into the family Qin. The Qin couple looked alright on the surface, but Zhao Yun knew that these two people were also weirdos and definitely not easy to deal with. She was polite to Zhao Ping now because she was greedy for Zhao Yun's things. Once Zhao Ping married into the family Qin family and the dowry was given, then Zhao Ping would be at the mercy of their family. Of course, the more miserable Zhao Ping's life was in the future, the happier Zhao Yun would be. She couldn't deal with this kind of B***tch, but there were plenty of people who could do it for her. Yun, I'll go get the peeled longans. Liang Jinqiao called out, then walked into the room of the third branch with a small wooden basin. When holding a banquet, in addition to some dishes, there were also desserts. When the time came, the longans would be stewed, and a bowl would be placed on each table for everyone to eat. Longans were a delicacy in the countryside. Usually, they could only be eaten on such occasions. After all, longans were more expensive and not cheap. Not everyone could afford it. Mother, go ahead. Zhao Yun responded. Peeling longans was also a huge project. With so many longans, it would probably take half an hour to peel all of them. When they arrived at the room of the third branch, Zhao Ping saw that Liang Jinqiao was peeling longans and hurried over. Mother, are you peeling longans? Yes. Liang Jinqiao responded. Chapter 1007. Zhao Ping suddenly became very attentive. Liang Jinqiao looked at Zhao Ping with some confusion. Ping didn't you just say that you don't want to help with the chores? You need to take good care of your hands. Otherwise, they won't look good when you get married tomorrow. Zhao Ping smiled embarrassedly. Mother, that's washing vegetables and cutting dishes. It hurts my hands. Peeling longans won't hurt my hands at all. Liang Jinqiao nodded and thought that it was true. Zhao Ping continued to be very attentive. Mother, you can go out and do your work. Leave this to me. I promise to help you peel them well. Liang Jinqiao glanced at Zhao Ping and thought that since Zhao Ping was willing to work, it was a good thing. There was still a lot of work outside. He would leave this to Zhao Ping so that he could go out and help out more. Thus, he nodded to Zhao Ping and said, Okay, Ping I'll leave this to you. Don't worry, Mother. I'll definitely do it well. This was not a difficult task. It only needed to take some time. Liang Jinqiao agreed. He went out to help with other things. Zhao Yun saw Liang Jinqiao come out and asked curiously, Mother, how did you finish peeling the longans so quickly? Liang Jinqiao smiled and said, it's not that I finished peeling them. It's your sister Ping, who helped to peel them. Sister Ping is helping. Zhao Yun frowned. Zhao Ping said that she would not help a second ago, but the next second, she stepped in and helped to peel the longans. According to Zhao Yun's understanding of Zhao Ping, that woman Zhao Ping must be up to no good. Mother, don't let Sister Ping eat all of them while she's peeling them. Liang Jinqiao's lips twitched. Yuner, that can't be, right? Mother, what's there to not know? It's not like you don't know what Sister Ping is like. I don't think so. If he ate it all, what would the customers eat tomorrow? He shouldn't be so insensible. Liang Jinqiao muttered. Although he said so, he was actually a little worried. Therefore, she hurried into the house to see how Zhao Ping was peeling it. In fact, it was somewhat similar to what Zhao Yuner had guessed. Zhao Ping sat in the house, peeling and eating from time to time. However, Zhao Ping was smart. She didn't spit the shell out on the ground. Instead, she put it in her pocket. This way, no one would be able to find out after she ate it. If Liang Jinqiao hadn't secretly glanced at it, he probably wouldn't have found out. Seeing that Zhao Ping was secretly eating, Liang Jinqiao couldn't help but sigh in his heart. How could his daughter be like this? She was really insensible. She was already so old, but she didn't think about anything. She was really making her parents worried sick. Liang Jinqiao walked up to Zhao Ping and said to Zhao Ping with a sullen face, Ping, I asked you to peel the shell, not to eat it. You said that you were peeling and eating at the same time. By the time you finished peeling all the shells, would you have eaten half of them? Zhao Ping didn't expect Liang Jinqiao to suddenly barge in. She frowned and said to Liang Jinqiao, Mother, why did you come in again? You didn't even make a sound. You were like a ghost. You scared the hell out of me. Liang Jinqiao was angered by Zhao Ping. This girl, what was she talking about? She didn't pay attention at all. What did she mean by she looked like a ghost? Which part of her looked like a ghost? Wasn't she cursing someone? It sounded very unlucky. Chapter 1008. Mother, I. Zhao Ping knew that Liang Jinqiao had seen her eating secretly. She lowered her head and did not know what to say for a moment. Hey, you little girl. I asked you to peel something, but you ate it secretly. If you finish it, what are you going to feed the guests tomorrow? Mother, isn't there more? Zhao Ping muttered unwillingly. There is more, but there isn't a lot. If you eat too much, there won't be enough for the guests. We didn't buy that much. Liang Jinqiao said in a lecturing tone. Because Liang Jinqiao was rarely strict with Zhao Ping, Zhao Ping felt very wronged and uncomfortable when he suddenly said this. Mother. Didn't I just eat something? If you talk about me like that, I won't eat anymore. Zhao Ping pouted her mouth and looked unwilling to give up. Liang Jinqiao sighed deeply again. Hey, okay. You little girl, just don't eat it later. Okay, I know, Mother. After Liang Jinqiao finished nagging Zhao Ping, he went out again. He thought that Zhao Ping would not continue to eat in the future. He felt a lot in his heart. What Liang Jinqiao did not expect was that Zhao Ping was extraordinarily thick-skinned. After Liang Jinqiao left, Zhao Ping peeled the longans, but still secretly ate a few. Zhao Ping did not care. If there was less, wouldn't it be fine if there was less on the table? After Liang Jinqiao left the house, he continued to help. At this time, Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia came over. Li Chuiying smiled and said to Liang Jinxiao, "Third sister-in-law, you are really busy. Do you need me and your sister-in-law to help?" Liang Jinxiao glanced at Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia. She hadn't expected her sister-in-law and second sister-in-law to be so kind as to come over. She smiled a little embarrassedly. "Eldest sister-in-law, second sister-in-law, it's not good to trouble you, is it?" Li Chuiying hurriedly waved his hand and said, "Third sister-in-law, what are you saying? We are a family. What is there to be good about? It's only right that we help each other." Feng Zhangxia also followed behind and echoed, "Yes, third sister-in-law, your family is too busy. It's okay for me and your second sister-in-law to help." Is this okay?" Liang Jinxiao was still a little embarrassed to trouble the two of them. "Why not? Your sister-in-law and I happen to be free. With two more people working, we can finish the work earlier, don't you think so?" Liang Jinxiao pondered for a moment. That was indeed the case. However, it was not good to ask for help after all. Moreover, Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia's sudden kindness made Zhao Yun feel strange. Hence, Liang Jinxiao looked at Zhao Yun and asked for Zhao Yun's opinion first. "Yun your eldest aunt and second aunt said that they are coming to help us." Zhao Yun looked at Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia. As the saying goes, one who is unaccountably solicitous is hiding evil intentions. She didn't believe that these two people came to help on the account that they were relatives. Perhaps they had some ulterior motives. Zhao Yun guessed that this matter had something to do with the banquet held by her family. After all, they had separated from old Zhao's family. As an independent family, old Zhao's family only gave a gift money. Hence, they were very fond of wine and would only invite Zhao Baoshan to the table. No one else would have a share. If their family didn't invite other members of old Zhao's family over, these people wouldn't be able to eat. Chapter 1009. After all, the smell of the food would definitely be very enticing. Most of old Zhao's family members were gluttons. Now that Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia were here to help, they knew very well that if they helped, Zhao Yun wouldn't refuse to let them eat. They could help when they had nothing to do. When the time came, they could eat delicious food. It was definitely worth it. This wasn't a losing deal, so of course they would do it. Zhao Yun smiled at Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia. "Eldest auntie, second auntie, you're really enthusiastic today." For some reason, Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia felt very guilty when they saw Zhao Yun smile. "This. Yun, listen to what you said. It's only right for eldest auntie and second auntie to come and help. Your sister Ping is getting married. That's a big deal. As aunts, we naturally have to help." "That's right. Although we're separated, we're still a family. You have too few people. I'm afraid you won't be able to handle it. That's why we're here to help. When the time comes, you'll have more free time." The two of them echoed each other and were having a lot of fun talking. The corners of Zhao Yun's mouth couldn't help but twitch. Interesting, really interesting. If one were to say that these two aunts were stupid, sometimes they were really smart. However, Zhao Yun didn't care. Let them say whatever they wanted. If he wanted to take advantage of her, that was not going to happen. "I didn't expect eldest auntie and second auntie to be so enthusiastic. If I had known, I wouldn't have asked outsiders for help. But now that they've already asked for help, and they took the time to come over, it's not good to let them go. So, eldest auntie, second auntie, we appreciate your kindness, but we don't need you to do anything now." Zhao Yun's words were very obvious. She was rejecting Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia's help. Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia were a little anxious. Yuner, wouldn't it be faster if we had 2 more people to help us? Xiao Yuner chuckled. There's not much work to do. We'll be done in a while. But, first auntie, second auntie, if you have nothing else to do, you can rest at home. Third sister-in-law, you see. Your eldest sister-in-law and I want to help. Why doesn't your girl let us? That's right. Could it be that you despise us, or do you have something against us? Third sister-in-law, don't treat our good intentions as ill intentions. Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia were arguing in Liang Jinxiao's ear, which gave Liang Jinxiao a headache. What she didn't understand was why Zhao Yun wouldn't let Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia help. She knew that Zhao Yun must have thought of something. Otherwise, she wouldn't have stopped them. Zhao Yun frowned in annoyance. First auntie, second auntie, it's understandable that the 2 of you want to help. But your eagerness inevitably makes people feel that you're plotting something. She was talking to them nicely and giving them face. Since they didn't want to listen, then she didn't need to be polite. After Zhao Yun said this, Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia were speechless for a moment. What are we plotting? You silly girl, what are you talking about? Good intentions don't pay off. Haha, Zhao Yun laughed coldly. First auntie, second auntie, that's enough. You don't have to pretend anymore. There's really no benefit for you to come back and help our family. Chapter 10:10. You silly girl, we're just helping out. Do you think we're the same as you? How did we take advantage of your family? Li Chuiying said angrily with a red face. That's right. We were kind enough to help you, but you said we were taking advantage of your family. What do you mean? Feng Zhangxia also said with a red face. Eldest aunt, second aunt, why are you so agitated? Since you're not, that's even better. Eldest aunt, second aunt, since the 2 of you didn't help us to take advantage of us, then let's make a deal now. When the time comes, you can't eat the dishes in my kitchen. Zhao Yun gave them a heads up in advance. If the 2 of them really wanted to get up later, she wanted to see if they still had the nerve to be embarrassed. Sure enough, after Zhao Yun finished speaking, Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia suddenly stared at each other, not knowing what to say. Yun silly girl, how can you be like this? Your eldest aunt and I are helping you, but you don't even give us food. Isn't this too much? Li Chuiying asked with a trembling voice. That's right. We don't want anything else. You can't even bear to give us food. Yun silly girl, this isn't right. Feng Zhangxia said with some reluctance. Zhao Yun sneered, eldest aunt, second aunt, our family didn't ask you to come over to help. We already said that we don't need your help. Since you insist, then you shouldn't ask for food. This shows that you didn't come over to help us without asking for anything. You still want to take our family's things. You silly girl, that's too much. How dare you say that about us? If you don't even give us food, then what help do we have? That's right. Hearing Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia's nagging, Zhao Yun really couldn't stand it anymore. First aunt, second aunt, I beg you, please spare me. Our family didn't ask for your help. Since that's the case, you can go about your business. You don't have to worry about our family's affairs. Liang Jinxiao sighed and said to Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia, eldest sister-in-law, second sister-in-law, we have enough people in our family. You 2 don't need to help. Third sister-in-law, why do you say that? I'll listen to Yun. Liang Jinxiao lowered his head and replied. You're an elder. Why are you listening to a little girl? You have no opinions at all. In the face of Li Chuiying and Liang Jinxiao's nagging, Liang Jinxiao did not say anything. Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia were helpless. After nagging for a long time, Xiao Yun and Liang Jinqiao ignored them, so they had no choice but to give up. Seeing Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia enter the room angrily, Liang Jinqiao went to Xiao Yun and couldn't help but ask, Yun, actually, it's okay to ask your first aunt and second aunt to come over and help, right? Just give them some food. When the time comes, there will be a lot of food left in our house. It's okay to give them some more food. Xiao Yun chuckled, thinking that Liang Jinqiao was too naive. Mother, do you really think that it's okay to just give them some food? Liang Jinqiao asked doubtfully, isn't it? Chapter 10-11. With Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxiao's greedy personalities, a little bit of food wouldn't satisfy them. Seeing that there was a lot of food left over at their family's banquet, they would definitely think about it. Really? Liang Jinqiao still didn't quite believe it. Mom, don't think so much. Anyway, whether it's true or not, we don't need their help now to avoid being taken advantage of. Liang Jinqiao sighed. Ah, all right then. She couldn't say anything, so she listened to Xiao Yun. This daughter of hers was quite accurate. Under normal circumstances, she wouldn't let people bully their family too much. Even if they offended Li Chuiying and Feng Zhangxia, so be it. This wasn't the first time they had offended them, so they weren't afraid at all. There would be a lot of work to be done tomorrow. In addition to preparing these dishes, they also had to prepare tables and chairs. When the time came, Old Zhao's courtyard would definitely be full. For a banquet of 10 tables, they would have to prepare 10 tables. Their family only had one table, so they had to borrow the rest of the tables and chairs. However, this was the case for banquets in the village. It was impossible for every family to have more than one table and chair. When it came to a big event like a banquet, they had to borrow each other's tables and chairs. When they returned the tables and chairs, they just had to give some candy, peanuts, or melon seeds to express their gratitude. Zhao Wenhua had already discussed with a few families in the village about the tables and chairs. They just had to bring them back when the time came. In addition to the tables and chairs, they had to serve the dishes. For a banquet of 10 tables, there would be a lot of people, so they also needed people to help serve the dishes. Xiao Yun's family planned to let Xiao Tianan serve the dishes. Her brother was tall and strong, so he would definitely be able to do this kind of work. The other one was Xiao Tianhu, who volunteered to help serve the dishes. Xiao Yun naturally agreed. It just so happened that Xiao Tianhu helped, so she had an excuse to ask him to stay for dinner. Otherwise, Xiao Tianhu would be embarrassed to come over to eat if he saw that the rest of Old Zhao's family didn't eat. With 2 people serving the dishes, it was more or less enough. Yuner, I'll go and borrow a furnace. Liang Jinqiao said. There were only 2 pots at home, which would definitely not be enough when the time came. He would have to borrow a stove to use. When the time came, the chicken soup could be stewed directly in the stove and wouldn't occupy the pot. Mother, who are you going to borrow it from? Xiao Yun asked. I heard that your young mistress's family has it. I'll go over and ask if she can lend it to us, Liang Jinqiao said. When she heard that it was Xiao Yun's eldest grandmother, Xiao Yun felt that it was most likely impossible. It would be strange if Madame Hu was willing to lend it. Seeing Xiao Yun's reaction, Liang Jinqiao could not help but ask, What's wrong, Yuner? Xiao Yun smiled and shook her head, Mother, it's nothing. Mother, other than my young mistress's family, is there no other family that has a stove? Liang Jinqiao thought for a moment, other families definitely have it, but I don't know who has it. If you want to know, you have to go and ask. Why don't you go directly to your young mistress's house and see if she can lend it to us? Xiao Yun sighed. Since that was the case, she naturally couldn't say anything. Mother, you can go and borrow it, but I don't think young mistress will lend it to us. It can't be. It's just a stove. Your young mistress shouldn't be so stingy, right? Liang Jinchao asked with a frown. I don't know, Mother. Maybe she will. You go and ask first. If she doesn't want to lend it to us, then we don't need it. All right then. Liang Jinchao nodded. He had to ask first and give it a try. Chapter 10-12. If she had a stove at home and someone came to borrow it from her, she would definitely lend it to them. They were relatives after all. If she didn't lend them such a small thing, she would really lose face. Of course, Liang Jinchao was thinking on the bright side, but Zhao Yun didn't. After all, Madame Hu had quarreled with their family before. It was normal for her not to lend them the stove. Liang Jinchao went to Madame Hu's house with a tentative attitude and told her about borrowing the stove. Madame Hu didn't directly refuse to lend it to them. Instead, she talked to Liang Jinchao about her conditions. Her conditions weren't too excessive. She just wanted them to give a bowl of leftover meat dishes to her family after the banquet. This was something that Zhao Yun's family could definitely do. Liang Jinchao felt that it was acceptable and agreed. To Madame Hu, a bowl of meat dishes was worth at least 10 copper coins. She wouldn't lose anything if she borrowed the stove. Anyone would be willing to get a bowl of meat dishes for free. Seeing Liang Jinchao bring the stove back, Zhao Yun suddenly felt as if she had seen a ghost. Mother, young mistress actually lent it to us. Liang Jinchao smiled and said, Sigh, Yun, it can't be considered as lending it to us. Your young mistress didn't agree at first. Later on, she said that if we were to hold a banquet, we would have to give them a bowl of meat dishes. After Zhao Yun heard this, she couldn't help but snort coldly. She has the nerve to ask for an exorbitant price. She asked for a bowl of meat dishes just to borrow something. Liang Jinchao was equally helpless. Yun, there's no choice. If she doesn't want to lend it to us, we won't lend it to her. If we borrow it from someone else, we'll definitely be embarrassed and have to give them something. Let's just give them a bowl of leftover meat dishes. Zhao Yun thought about it and felt that it made sense. Fortunately, they only asked for vegetables and didn't ask for an exorbitant price. All right, Mother, that's settled then. All right, Mother, put the stove in the house. We still need it tomorrow. Yeah. Zhao Yun'er said and began to prepare to wash the chicken. The chicken had already been slaughtered, plucked a few feathers, and was about to be cut open. Zhao Yun'er rolled up her sleeves. She had to roll them up high so that her sleeves wouldn't get wet. After Zhao Yun'er rolled up her sleeves, the golden bracelet that was originally worn on her hand appeared in front of everyone. Mulan and Mu Hin were momentarily blinded by the shiny golden bracelet on Zhao Yun'er's wrist. Mulan's eyes were attracted by the golden bracelet on Zhao Yun'er's wrist. She asked Zhao Yun'er, your bracelet is so beautiful. Is it gold? Zhao Yun'er glanced at the golden bracelet on her wrist. The corners of her mouth curved slightly, and she nodded in response. Yeah, it's gold. Mulan looked at Zhao Yun'er with envy in her eyes. Yun'er, it's so beautiful. Such a big golden bracelet must be worth a lot of money, right? Zhao Yun'er nodded. It should be worth a lot of money. However, she didn't know the exact price. After all, it was a gift from Yili. She also didn't have the nerve to ask Yili how much he paid for the bracelet. I'm not sure either. Yun'er, was it a gift from Master Shitzi? Mulan gossiped and asked. After asking, Mulan continued to mutter to herself, look at how I'm asking. It must be a gift from Master Shitzi. Other than Master Shitzi, who else could give you such an expensive gift? Chapter 10:13. If she were to say that Yili had given this to her, how would Mulan react? In order not to let Mulan think too much, Xiao Yun did not explain and let Mulan think that Mu Lianfeng had given it to her. Mulan stared at Xiao Yun's bracelet and continued to look at it. Her expression was full of envy. Yun, you're the luckiest woman I've ever seen. You're so lucky to be with Master Shitzi. Master Shitzi is of noble status. If you're with him in the future, no one will bully you. Xiao Yun smiled and said, Sister-in-law Mulan, you don't have to be envious of me. Isn't Brother Eru also quite good? You have to cherish him. Mulan nodded. Eru is quite good. Apart from not having a status like Master Shitzi, he's not bad at all. Xiao Yun smiled. That's enough. These are all external things. As long as Era treats you and the child well, the most important thing is that your family is happy together. Xiao Yun knew that it was normal for Mulan to be envious when she saw her living condition with a man like Mu Lianfeng. As long as it was a woman, she would probably want her man to be outstanding and perfect. However, Xiao Yun still hoped that Mulan would set her mind straight and not neglect what she had because she was envious of others. Actually, Mulan did not know that she was also envious of her. No matter what, Zhu Eru was a good husband and a good father. Mulan was Zhu Eru's wife and the two of them could be together legitimately. Although they were not that rich, they were happy together as a family and their lives were getting better and better. But compared to Mulan, she was a far cry. Until now, she still didn't have a proper identity, and she could foresee the difficulties she would face when she was with Mu Lianfeng in the future. In fact, if she could, she would rather Mu Lianfeng be an ordinary person. When the two of them were together, they didn't have to think too much. As long as they worked hard, their days would get better and better. Mu Hin quickly responded, Sis, Yuner sis is right. Brother-in-law is a good man. You don't know how many people envy you for marrying a good man. If I were to get married, I would also want to marry someone like brother-in-law. After being coaxed by Zhao Yuner and Mu Hin, Mulan felt very happy. That's enough, stop praising him. If you continue to praise Eru, he will be praised to the heavens. Mulan mocked Zhao Yuner and Mu Hin, but there was a smile on her face. Sister-in-law Mulan, I'm not praising him. I'm telling the truth. That's right, sis. Brother-in-law is a good man. It's not too much to praise him to the heavens. Ha! Xiao Pinger finished peeling the longan and walked out of the house. She had wanted to greet Liang Jinqiao. Then, she saw the golden bracelet on Zhao Yuner's wrist and her eyes lit up. She walked towards Zhao Yuner. Zhao Pinger's attitude suddenly became much better. She smiled at Zhao Yuner and said, Sister Yuner, where did you get the golden bracelet on your wrist? After Zhao Yuner heard Zhao Pinger's words, she couldn't help but frown. Why did this woman come out of the house and see the golden bracelet on her wrist? Chapter 10:14. Could it be that she had taken a fancy to her bracelet? Zhao Yuner's frown deepened. Thinking about it, this was indeed a possibility. Somewhat displeased, she said to Zhao Pinger, Sister Pinger, why do you care so much? What does it have to do with you where I got this bracelet? In any case, it wasn't stolen or snatched. Zhao Pinger pursed her lips. Zhao Yuner, why are you so petty? I'm just asking a question. Ask a question, and you're not telling me. Zhao Yuner sneered. Sister Pinger, what's the point of asking this question? What does it have to do with you where I got it? If you don't want to tell me, then don't tell me. Even if you don't tell me, I can guess that Lord Air must have given it to you. Zhao Yuner rolled her eyes. Sister Pinger, since you already know, why are you still asking? You. Zhao Pinger angrily glared at Zhao Yuner before suddenly suppressing her anger. Zhao Pinger's eyes turned, and she moved closer to Zhao Yuner. She said to Zhao Yuner, "Younger sister Yuner, I have something to discuss with you." "Sister Pinger, if you have something to say, just say it." Zhao Yuner replied indifferently. This Zhao Pinger had learned how to make a fuss. Zhao Pinger smiled embarrassedly and then said, "Yuner, your golden bracelet is really beautiful. I'm getting married tomorrow. When I get married, can you lend me your golden bracelet for a day? After I get married, I'll return it to you. What do you think?" After Zhao Pinger finished speaking, she looked nervously at Zhao Yuner, waiting for Zhao Yuner's reply. When Zhao Yuner heard this, she couldn't help but snort softly. This Zhao Pinger, she didn't know where she got the cheek to actually have the nerve to open her mouth and say such things to her. "Yuner, just lend it to me for a day. I definitely won't break your golden bracelet, and I'm not asking you for it and not returning it to you. I just want to make myself more beautiful when I get married tomorrow." "Yuner, you can't even bear to this, can you?" Zhao Pinger looked at Zhao Yuner anxiously. Without waiting for Zhao Yuner's reply, "Zhao Yuner, we're sisters. You can't trust others, but do you think I can't trust you?" After saying this, Zhao Pinger's gaze landed on Zhao Yuner's bracelet. Usually, Zhao Pinger would definitely not say such things. This time, because she wanted to beg her, she and Zhao Yuner acted like sisters. If these words were to be said, how could Zhao Pinger not want to vomit? "Haha," Zhao Yuner sneered, "Sister Pinger, no one can win against you when it comes to talking. But you know that this bracelet was given to me by Master Shitzi. Master Shitzi told me not to lend it to others. Yuner, other people are other people. We're sisters, so am I other people. Why aren't you other people? Yuner, just lend it to me. Lend it to me for a day, please." Zhao Pinger was like a pile of dog poop. Once she stuck to it, she couldn't get rid of it. Zhao Yuner's frown deepened, and her face was filled with disgust and impatience. "Zhao Pinger, are you done yet? I won't lend it to you. Don't bother me. There are so many things that I can't finish, but you're here to meddle," Zhao Yuner said unhappily. Chapter 10:15. "Little Ping, why do you want to borrow it? Isn't it good enough to wear the wedding dress? You don't need the gold bracelet to embellish it," Liang Jinqiao said. Zhao Ping shook her head and said, "Mother, that's different. The wedding dress is the wedding dress, and the gold bracelet is the gold bracelet. The wedding dress looks good, but if I can wear such a golden bracelet when I get married, then others will see it and it will be very impressive," Liang Jinqiao said with a frown. "Ping, if you wear the gold bracelet, others won't see it. It's not in your sleeve." "Mother, I can roll up my sleeve. Just like Yun now, won't others see it?" After Zhao Ping finished speaking, Liang Jinqiao's expression was very complicated. Zhao Yun couldn't help but roll her eyes. This idiot actually wanted to do this. Wasn't she afraid of being beaten up for flaunting her wealth? Forget it. Ping, what's the point of doing this? You'll be laughed at by others if you do it. Zhao Ping pouted, "Mother, you're just biased toward Zhao Yun, not letting them lend it to me. Mother, I'm about to get married, and you're still biased." Zhao Yun looked at Zhao Ping, as if she was looking at a retard. "Zhao Yun, I beg you, don't talk nonsense. Even if Mother says it, I won't lend it to you. Why are you so stingy?" "So what if I'm stingy?" You're too evil. Idiot." Zhao Yun glanced at Zhao Ping and complained. She really didn't want to talk to a retard. It was really tiring to communicate with them. Zhao Yun, You. Humph, forget it if you don't want to lend it to me. Do you think I care? When I have the money, I'll buy it myself. Zhao Ping said angrily, then turned and entered the room of the third branch. There was a reason for her to say this. After all, she was still planning to set up a stall with Ma Xiaofeng. Once he succeeded, he would definitely be able to earn a lot of money. When she had money, she would buy all kinds of jewelry to dress herself up. After dressing herself up beautifully, Qin Yuan would definitely like her when he saw her. Zhao Yun looked at Zhao Ping's back as she left. She felt that Zhao Ping was just daydreaming. Yuner, don't take out the golden bracelet on your hand so easily in the future. What if someone steals it from you? Mulan thought for a while and reminded Zhao Yuner. After all, Zhao Yuner's bracelet was not ordinary. Zhao Yuner's golden bracelet was really too eye-catching. Okay, my sister-in-law. I know. If I don't wash it, I won't easily reveal it. In the afternoon, the third branch was as busy as a raging fire. The construction of the foundation of Zhao Yuner's house had been temporarily suspended for the past 2 days. After all, Zhao Wenhua had to be busy at home and couldn't handle the construction of the land. At 3 or 4 o'clock, Zhao Wenhua and Zhao Tianan came back from outside. When Zhao Tianan saw Mu Hin, he was slightly excited. He went up to Mu Hin and smiled at Mu Hin. Mu Hin, you're here to help too. Mu Hin nodded heavily, but there was a touch of shyness on her face. She didn't dare to look at Zhao Tianan. Thank you for coming to our house to help. Zhao Tianan said gratefully. You're welcome. Mu Hin said shyly. Zhao Tianan squatted together. I'll help too. Zhao Yuner didn't say anything to Zhao Tianan and let Zhao Tianan help. Chapter 10:16. His younger brother didn't seem to be good at picking up girls. He was really bad at picking up girls. How could he please a girl like this? He thought that if Zhao Tianan was also interested in Mu Hin, should he teach his younger brother how to pick up girls? After all, Zhao Tianan was really too old-fashioned and dull. When they were almost done, Mulan went back. Zhao Yun didn't ask them to stay for dinner. After all, Mu Hin had to go back and prepare food for Zhu Eru and the children. Because there were many ingredients, Zhao Yun prepared a more sumptuous meal for dinner. The meat was directly fried on a plate, and there was also meat pie soup. When Zhao Yun saw the meat pie soup, she couldn't help but swallow her saliva. She liked to eat this kind of food, but it was more troublesome to make. So she didn't get to eat it often. This time, because it was a banquet, she specially put in a lot of effort to make it. There weren't many ingredients, but she had to cut the meat into small pieces and then use a small hammer to hammer the meat into a pie shape. This took a lot of effort. In addition, after blowing the meat into a pie shape, she spread a layer of flour on it. When eating, she directly added a little oil to the pot, boiled some water, and then put the meat pie in. When the meat pie was cooked, she added other seasonings. Finally, when she took it out of the pot, she just had to sprinkle a handful of chopped green onions. However, the meat pie made was very chewy and tasted better than ordinary meat. Because there were many preparations, Zhao Yun's family also ate a lot. The meat pie didn't come out of the pot, but it emitted a strong fragrance. The third branch of the family ate happily, but old Zhao's family didn't eat well. They didn't prepare much food for dinner. It was just some wild vegetables without oil. Even the rice was mixed with some miscellaneous grains. There was no white rice to eat. From time to time, the fragrance from Zhao Yun's kitchen made old Zhao's family hungry. Li Chuiying couldn't help but swallow his saliva. When he thought that Zhao Yun's family could eat good food, but they couldn't, Li Chuiying panicked. He originally planned to help so that he could eat. Now, because of Zhao Yun, he couldn't eat now. Mom, our food is really bad. When can we buy some meat? Li Chuiying swallowed a few mouthfuls of saliva and asked Hu Chunhua. Eat, 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 eat. You don't need to pay. We don't have money now, and you still want to eat meat. Why don't you go eat shit? Li Chuiying retorted indignantly, Mother, who would eat shit? As long as they don't eat shit. Meat. Ha! Hu Chunhua snorted. Then you're smart now. I thought you would say that shit tastes better. The other people at the table couldn't help but snicker. Especially the first branch. Feng Zhangxia felt proud when she saw that Li Chuiying was so familiar with Hu Chunhua. This idiot. She should be scolded. Shen Pan didn't have much of an appetite. After hearing Hu Chunhua's words, she couldn't eat anymore. A country bumpkin was indeed a country bumpkin. Even when eating at the dining table, they could still talk about eating shit. Could it be that they were not afraid that others would not be able to eat it? However, Hu Chunhua was her elder, so Shen Pan couldn't scold Hu Chunhua. No matter how uncomfortable she felt, she suppressed it. Chapter 10:17. Country bumpkins were a characteristic of country bumpkins, especially old Zhao's family. He could tolerate it only if they didn't eat well, but he couldn't stand their nauseating chatter. She would return to her maternal home in a few days to recuperate. Fortunately, she didn't have to endure it for too long. She just had to wait for Zhao Tianlong to pass the scholarly examinations. She would have something to look forward to and she wouldn't feel too hopeless. Mother, what are you saying? Li Chuiying felt very embarrassed after being scolded by Hu Chunhua. Hee, I'm speaking in human language. Don't tell me you don't understand. Li Chuiying pursed her lips and muttered, Mother, in front of so many people, her mother was really too much. She spoke without thinking. She didn't hold back at all and didn't give her any face at all. Although she knew that Hu Chunhua was used to speaking like this in front of the whole family, she still felt uncomfortable. Mother, can you stop talking? You eat sh*t all day and I can't eat anymore. Zhao Xinhui threw her chopsticks away and complained angrily to Hu Chunhua. Okay. It's Mother's fault. Mother won't talk about it, okay? Hu Chunhua saw that Zhao Xinhui was about to get angry, so she quickly shut her mouth and said. Zhao Xinhui still snorted unhappily. The food at home is so disgusting. Third brother's food smells so good. Mother, I want to eat third brother's food. Hu Chunhua looked at Zhao Xinhui helplessly. Mother wants to eat it too, but I can't. Your third brother and third sister-in-law are very petty. They won't let us eat it. Zhao Xinhui's expression was cold and she didn't speak. Hu Chunhua quickly continued to coax her. Alright, how about this? Mother will buy a caddy of meat tomorrow and let you eat it alone. Only then did Zhao Xinhui's mood improve. Mother, really? Of course it's true. Mother, all right then. Zhao Xinhui seemed to accept reluctantly. The other members of old Zhao's family were not happy. Mother, can we eat even if little sister eats it? Why don't you buy an extra caddy of meat while you're at it? Li Chuiying said unwillingly. Just thinking about what Hu Chunhua had done made him angry. How could she do this? Zhao Xinhui didn't say anything when she brought it up and scolded her, but she was the one who brought it up. What are you talking about? Hu Chunhua glared at Li Chuiying again. You talk too much. The others didn't say anything, but you did. Your little sister's body is weak and needs to be nourished. What are you guys yelling about? With that, Hu Chunhua continued to glare at Li Chuiying and said, if you want to eat meat, you have to wait until Jing gets married. She'll send money over as a gift before we have the money to buy meat. Now that the family is almost emptied, we should save as much as we can. At the mention of Zhao Jing's marriage, Hu Chunhua glanced at Zhao Jing. Didn't you say that young Master Jing was going to marry Jing? We entertained them with chicken and meat, but now there's not even a trace of them. We probably won't be able to recoup the money we've invested. Hu Chunhua said angrily. She was very displeased and her tone was very harsh and had a hint of sarcasm. After she said that, the expressions of the second branch didn't look too good. Jing Qian didn't mention this at first because he was very anxious. Now that Hu Chunhua had mocked him, he felt even worse. Chapter 10:18. Hu Chunhua snorted. All right, if he really wanted to marry her, he would have come to our house to talk about it a long time ago. Why would he wait until now? I'm guessing that this marriage is most likely a failure. The reason why Lord Jing hasn't rejected him yet is that he has asked a matchmaker to find a girl from another family. As long as a girl agrees, Jing Qian won't come to Jing. After Hu Chunhua said that, the second branch fell silent. In fact, they had the same guess as Hu Chunhua. If he really wanted to marry her, he would have come to talk about it with the betrothal gifts. But even so, the second branch was still looking forward to it. As long as Jing Qian didn't give them an official reply, it meant that it was possible. Jing Qian was such a good man, and it was hard to find a girl like him. Otherwise, the second branch of the old Zhao family would have asked the matchmaker to find another family for Zhao Xinhui. Mom, it hasn't been decided yet. Jing is a good girl and she's very pretty. It's rare to find a girl like Jing in the nearby villages, right? Hu Chunhua thought about it. That was true. Not to mention other things, Zhao Jinger's face was really impeccable. It was very beautiful. Haha, let's wait and see. If Lord Jing doesn't come, you'll cry. Hu Chunhua said sarcastically. The second branch sat straight with a touch of blush on their faces, especially Zhao Jing. She lowered her head under the table. She might as well find a hole and bury herself in it. Seeing the second branch's face being slapped, the generous person felt a burst of joy in his heart. Especially Feng Zhangxia. Before, Li Chuiying thought that Zhao Jing could get married, so he always showed off in front of her. His daughter was going to marry a good man and live a happy life with him in the future. During that time, Feng Zhangxia was annoyed by Li Chuiying, but she didn't know how to scold Li Chuiying. Now the reality had changed and she was slapped in the face. How could she not be happy? Go ahead and show off. This is what happens when you show off. She wanted to see if Li Chuiying would still show off in front of her. Feng Zhangxia added insult to injury. Second sister-in-law, what mother said is not unreasonable. You'd better not expect too much. Hurry up and find another husband for Jing. Don't delay it. After Feng Zhangxia finished speaking, Li Chuiying glared at her angrily, knowing that Feng Zhangxia's words were laced with jealousy. Sister-in-law, this is Jing's business. You don't have to worry about it. Oh, second sister-in-law, what are you talking about? I am also Jing's aunt. I will definitely worry about Jing's marriage. Feng Zhangxia said with a fake smile. Haha, Li Chuiying sneered. She was obviously making fun of her family, but she made it sound so nice. But then again, if Yun didn't get involved in Jing's marriage, it would probably be successful. Feng Zhangxia said. The reason why she said this was to make the second branch angry and sow discord between the second branch and Zhao Yun. If Li Chuiying was stupid enough to cause trouble for Zhao Yun, then there would be a good show to watch. After Feng Zhangxia finished speaking, Liang Jingqiao's face darkened even more. Chapter 10:19. After Hu Chunhua said that, the second branch felt even worse. Grandma, Xiao Jing'er didn't know what to say. She could only lower her head and feel even worse. When Li Chuiying saw her daughter's ashamed look, she couldn't help but defend herself. Mother, how can my family's Jing be compared to that girl Yun? That girl Yun is very powerful and is best at seducing men. My family's Jing is a well-behaved girl and can't do such a thing. All right, stop making excuses, Hu Chunhua replied unhappily. Li Chuiying wanted to say something, but she didn't know what to say. She was still guilty. It was useless to argue about it now. Mother, I'm full. I'm going back to my room. Zhao Jing'er couldn't stay any longer. She put the bowl and chopsticks on the table, got up and left. Looking at Zhao Jing'er's back, she seemed very sad. Li Chuiying sighed heavily in her heart. It was normal for her baby daughter to be sad. After all, Hu Chunhua and Feng Zhangxia had said terrible things. Her daughter was a thin-skinned girl. She definitely couldn't bear such words. There was no other way now. She could only ask matchmaker Gao to go to the Jing family and ask what Jing Qian meant. She couldn't leave her daughter hanging, could she? If she wanted a reply, she should give it as soon as possible. Her daughter's marriage couldn't be delayed forever. The atmosphere at old Zhao's table suddenly became much more gloomy. Mother, there's going to be a banquet at third younger brother's house tomorrow. Should we go with father? Feng Zhangxia asked. Hu Chunhua replied, of course your father will go. Why do you ask? Mother, I think the banquet at third younger brother's house must be very good. There will be food and wine. Feng Zhangxia added. Hu Chunhua frowned and said unhappily to Feng Zhangxia, eldest daughter-in-law, what are you talking about? What are you trying to say? Mom, I just want to say that we can send some money to them as well. Just give them 20 copper coins as a token of appreciation. At that time, the men in our family will be able to enjoy the meal. If you can eat it, you can eat it back for 20 copper coins. Feng Zhangxia looked at Hu Chun as if she was trying to please her. Hu Chun rolled her eyes and said, you have a good idea. Although you can eat it back, you still have to spend money. We don't have that much money for you to spend. Mother, it's not good for me to not be able to eat at our third brother's banquet, right? Mother, it's not like our family spends money every day. This time, we're willing to part with it. Very early on, when Shu Wei hurriedly followed up on Feng Zhangxia's words. The thought of being able to eat meat and drink wine made him drool. Tomorrow, his third brother would hold a banquet and everyone in the courtyard would be eating delicious food. Their family couldn't eat wild vegetables at home like they did now. They lost their appetite after just a glance at them. That's not good either. How about this? When third younger brother's banquet is over tomorrow, there will be a lot of leftover food. I can ask for some of it back at that time. In this way, you can eat delicious food again and don't need to spend dozens of copper coins. Hu Chunhua's words weren't unreasonable. However, it was easy to say, but hard to do. Mother, will third younger brother give us some? Feng Zhangxia frowned and asked. Chapter 10:20. Mother, it's possible for third brother to give it to us. But don't forget, third brother still has Yun behind him. That girl is very stingy. If we want her to give something to our family, it will probably be very difficult. Third brother's family has so many leftovers, so who else should they give them to? I don't think they can eat all of it. Mom, third brother's family is building a house now, and there are many people coming. What if they eat all of it and don't give it to us? Hu Chunhua frowned and said seriously, how can they not give it to us? If they really don't want to give it to us, we'll go and make trouble for them. They used old Zhao's yard, so they should at least be rewarded, right? Hearing Hu Chunhua's words, Feng Zhangxia's eyes lit up, and she hurriedly nodded. Mom, you're right. They used our yard, so they should at least be rewarded, let alone our own family. You can't be so stingy to your own family. Okay. Liang Jinqiao replied calmly. Mom, I want to eat at the table tomorrow. I don't want to eat leftovers. Zhao Xinhui pouted and said. She was a bit of a clean freak. When she thought about how so many people had touched their chopsticks and ate the food, how could she eat the leftovers when the time came? Hu Chunhua was slightly surprised. Hui, how can you eat at the table? Your eldest brother and second brother can't eat at the table. Only your father can. It's okay to eat leftovers, as long as it's delicious. No, I don't want to eat at the table. Mom, you know I don't eat leftovers. I want to eat at the table. You. Hu Chunhua felt helpless. Hui, if you eat at the table, your father can't eat at the table. I think it's better if you don't eat at the table. No, Mom, I just want to eat. I want to eat. Hu Chunhua felt helpless. Hui, I can't do that. How about this? I'll tell your sister-in-law to leave some leftovers. They haven't eaten at all. Zhao Xinhui was still displeased. Mom, I don't care. I just want to eat at the table. Zhao Xinhui knew that eating at the table was different. After all, eating at the table was different from eating leftovers. They could taste all the good dishes served at the table. Well. Hu Chunhua thought for a while. She could only do what Feng Zhangxia said. She added 20 copper coins and let Zhao Xinhui enjoy the meal as much as she wanted. Mom, I want to eat at the table. Zhao Xinhui pulled Zhao Yun'er's sleeves and begged Hu Chunhua. All right, it's only 20 copper coins. Hui, go and eat. You must eat back the 20 copper coins. Zhao Xinhui nodded. Mom, I know. Of course, I'll eat back the 20 copper coins. That's great. The other people at the table had already been annoyed by Hu Chunhua's favoritism. They couldn't say anything, but Zhao Xinhui immediately made a fuss. How could she do that? Zhao Wenshui couldn't help but say, Mom, it's not worth it for us men to eat at the table. My younger sister can't eat as much as us, and she doesn't drink either. Zhao Wenshui's meaning was obvious. If Zhao Xinhui could eat at the table, why couldn't they? All right, stop talking. If all of you eat at the table, where will you get so much money? You only know how to be calculative. If your younger sister goes, how can you be the eldest brother? Chapter 10:21. She knew that if she said one more word, Hu Chunhua would nag at her again. I know, Mom. I'm just saying. I didn't say that I must eat it at the dining table. It's good that you know. Hu Chunhua snorted. Old Zhao's family was eating in low spirits, while Zhao Yun'er's family was enjoying the meal. After dinner, Zhao Yun had prepared to make more meatloaf soup for Yili. She wondered whether Yili had eaten it before. Seeing Zhao Yun'er carrying a big bowl of rice and a big bowl of meatloaf soup, Zhao Wenhua couldn't help but ask, Yun'er, who are you bringing the meatloaf soup for? Zhao Yun naturally wouldn't say that it was for Yili. She hadn't told anyone that Yili was staying with her. However, since Xiao Wenhua asked her, she had to give him an answer. Father, this is for my family's little black to eat. Xiao Yun pulled the corner of her mouth and explained. Hearing that, Xiao Wenhua opened his mouth and sighed. He said to Xiao Yun, your dog can eat so much. Besides, you only need to feed it with leftovers. Isn't it too extravagant to make such fresh meatloaf soup for a dog? Xiao Wenhua thought that it was just a dog, not a human. People in the village usually raise dogs to feed people with leftovers. This was the first time that he had seen Xiao Yun feeding a dog with such good food. Well, Xiao Yun smiled embarrassedly. She didn't know how to explain all of a sudden. Dad. Xiao He doesn't eat like this all the time. It's fine to eat some good food once in a while. Haha, fine. Yun you can bring it back to Xiao He. Yeah. Xiao Yun responded and went back. She had to give the broth to Yili as soon as possible. Otherwise, the broth would turn cold. When they got home, Yili was lying on the floor with a pensive look on his face. No one knew what he was thinking. Xiao Yun had not yet entered the house, and the smell of meat that she wanted to spew out first penetrated her nostrils. Yili felt his appetite being whetted. Little Black was originally playing with Little Mao in the wooden shed. When he smelled the aroma of meat, he hurriedly ran towards Xiao Yun. Miss Yun, what did you bring back? Yili asked with a smile. Xiao Yun placed the bowl and chopsticks on the table and smiled at Yili. Have you tried meatloaf soup before? Yili shook his head. He had never heard of it. Come and try it. Xiao Yun greeted Yili with a smile. Yili nodded and responded. Looking at the food on the table, Yili smiled and said, not only have I never heard of it, but I've also never seen it before. You'll be able to eat it soon. Try it and see if you like it. Yili responded and picked up a piece of meatloaf with his chopsticks and put it into his mouth. In fact, he was a very ordinary person, but it tasted really good. It was very refreshing and made people want to continue eating after eating it. It's delicious. Yili said with a smile. Haha, isn't it? I think it's delicious too. You should eat more. Okay. Xiao Yun stared at Yili curiously. She saw that Yili was eating very happily and kept swallowing the food into his stomach. Eat slower. Don't choke. Xiao Yun saw how fast Yili ate and was afraid that Yili would accidentally choke. Chapter 10:22. Xiao Yun smiled even brighter. Have you really never eaten this before? No. Yili shook his head. It doesn't make sense. It's a very common thing. Doesn't your family cook this? Xiao Yun looked at Yili curiously. Yili still shook his head. I've never eaten it before. All right then. Sigh, I feel like you haven't eaten anything before. Xiao Yun looked at Yili with sympathy. Xiao Yun was curious about Yili's personality. This man looked very lonely. He never mentioned his family members. Could he be an orphan? Just when Xiao Yun was lost in thought, a dog suddenly barked. This barking didn't come from anywhere else. It came from Little Hay. Woof! 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 Little Hay barked at Yili. Xiao Yun and Yili were stunned. They looked at Little Hay who was squatting on the ground. Woof! 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 Little Hay continued barking and stared at the bowl on the table. Without a doubt, Little Hay wanted to eat the meat patties in the bowl. Yun, this. Yili looked at Little Hay on the ground, then looked at Xiao Yun. He wants to eat the food in your bowl. As Xiao Yun has said, Xiao He also responded with a whimper, and then stared at Yili eagerly. Yili suddenly didn't know what to do. If a dog wanted to eat, he couldn't refuse to give it some food. Little Black's tongue was still licking here and there, looking very gluttonous. Then I'll share some with him. Yili thought for a while. It didn't seem good for him to take all the food. Little Hay looked at him eagerly and looked very pitiful. All right. Xiao Yun brought Little Black's bowl over, and Yili poured some meatloaf soup into Little Black's bowl. Come, Little Black, eat. Xiao Yun greeted Little Hay. Xiao He immediately got up from the ground and rushed towards Xiao Yun. He even wagged his tail at Xiao Yun. He thought that Yili ate faster, but Little Hay ate much faster than Yili. After swallowing half a bowl of meatloaf soup, he licked the corner of his mouth to savor the aftertaste. Woof, 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 Little Black continued to bark a few more times. It seemed like Little Black wanted more. Xiao Yun patted Little Black's head and said to Little Black, Little Black, I know you've grown up and your appetite has become bigger. But she's already given you half of it, isn't that enough? Could it be that you'll only be happy if I give you everything? People should be content with what they have. You can't be like this. Otherwise, I won't give it to you next time. Little Black understood Xiao Yun's words and made a woo-woo sound, but he didn't continue to shout about eating. Little Black is so obedient. Xiao Yun patted Little Black's head and praised him. Woo-woo-woo, Little Black enjoyed Xiao Yun's stroking of his fur. Looking at Little Black's physique, he grew really fast. In just 1 or 2 months, his body had more than doubled in size. The bigger he grew, the more food he needed to eat. If it was in the past, half a bowl of meatloaf soup would probably fill Little Black's stomach. But now, it wasn't enough to fill the gaps between his teeth. Mother, Little Black can eat more and more now. Dowdy came in front of Xiao Yun and said in a childish voice. Xiao Yun nodded and replied, yes, Little Black can eat more and more. Mother, Little Black is also growing bigger and bigger. Will he grow up to be like Big Gray in the future? Chapter 10:23. Xiao Yun wasn't sure how big Little Black was, but it seemed that Little Black wasn't simple. Maybe he could grow up to be a big wolf dog, even bigger than Big Gray. Dowdy's eyes lit up when he heard this. Mother, is that true? Can Little Black really grow up to be as big as Big Gray? Yes. Xiao Yun replied when she saw that Dowdy was looking forward to it. Mother, if Little Black can grow up to be as Big Gray, then Dowdy will definitely be very awe-inspiring when he goes out with Little Black. Xiao Yun patted Dowdy's head and smiled. Of course. Xiao Yun was amused by Dowdy's words. A child's world was really simple. However, Xiao Yun really wanted to protect Dowdy's innocence and not let Dowdy suffer any harm. Dowdy went over to Little Black and squatted down. He patted Little Black's head and said, Little Black, you have to grow up quickly when you grow up. No one will dare to bully me when I take you out. After Dowdy's reminder, Little Black barked a few times at Dowdy, as if to express his agreement. Seeing this scene, Xiao Yun's heart was filled with warmth. How could their family be so harmonious? How could a dog and a human be so harmonious? Being their family's dog was also very blissful. The next day, Xiao Yun's family began to bustle with activity. Zhao Ping's wedding was a big event. Xiao Yun was also very excited. Others felt that this was a joyous day and were excited to be able to join in the fun. However, Xiao Yun felt that it was very difficult not to be excited after seeing off Zhao Ping, the god of plague. Early in the morning, the people of the third branch woke up to prepare for the relevant matters. The wedding banquet was held at noon, so the banquet was held at noon. Now, Zhao Ping had to dress up and wait for the people from the family Qin to come and pick her up. Because Zhao Yuner was getting married, everyone in her family had to be present, especially her uncles. In addition to Zhao Yuner's first and second uncles, several aunts also came to join in the fun. There was also his cousin and Zhao Yuner's grandmother. It could be said that Liang Jinxiao's entire family had come out, except for a few people of the same generation as Zhao Yun, who stayed at home and did not come. After all, they knew that Zhao Yun or his family would definitely entertain them when they came over. If he could eat something good, why wouldn't he eat it? He wasn't stupid. According to the customs of the countryside, when a daughter got married, the uncle had to be present. The aunt was dispensable. As for his grandmother, she would usually come over. It was understandable that old Madame Liang came to see Zhao Ping's wedding. But what did her aunt and cousin mean by coming over to join in the fun? Zhao Yuner was not stupid. Naturally, she knew what they were up to. Zhao Yuner could not do anything to thick-skinned people. She could not go against them. On such a big day, it was not good to drive them away. She could only let them take advantage of her and come over to have a meal. In the morning, many people came to Zhao Yuner's house to join in the fun. In the room of the third branch, Zhao Ping, who had changed into the wedding dress, was dressing up. Seeing Zhao Ping's wedding dress, the people who came were admiring and envious. Ping, you're so lucky. Yes, to be able to wear such a beautiful wedding dress. This wedding dress is so beautiful. It's obvious that it's expensive. I've seen so many people get married, but I've never seen a girl get married in a more beautiful wedding dress. Chapter 10:24. That's why Ping is so lucky. It should be said that old Zhao's third branch is very lucky. How can an ordinary family have such a beautiful wedding dress to wear? They can't bear to spend so much money. Now, the third branch is different from before. Their family is building houses and so on. They are rich. That's about right. Since they are rich, they can naturally prepare these things for their daughter. If my family was so rich, I would also prepare these things for my daughter. That's right. Only rich people can let their daughters marry off in a grand manner. Poor people can forget about it. This Ping's wedding dress is probably enough to buy several loads of grain. Let's just take a look. I'm so envious. Yeah, how many girls in the village can marry off in such a grand manner? Look at Ping's dowry. Old Zhao's third branch really prepared a lot. It's not shabby at all. It's just a daughter. How can it be shabby? That's right. Everyone has their own life. Ping has a good life. Yeah, Ping has a good life after all. When the onlooking villagers saw it, they chattered outside the door. The discussion was very loud and there was no need to hide it at all. After all, they were not saying anything bad. Even if Zhao Yun's family heard it, Zhao Yun's family would definitely not take it to heart. However, the villagers' discussion fell into the ears of Zhao Yun's relatives. Relatives always like to compete with each other. They could not stand to see who was better than the other. Therefore, when they saw that Zhao Yun's daughter was getting married in such a grand manner, they could not help but feel a little jealous. Especially Zhao Yun's cousins. When they saw Zhao Ping's wedding dress, their eyes turned red and they looked very jealous. Liang Xinyue said to Zhao Yun's second aunt, Wu Zhenju, beside her ear, "Mother, look. This pig is wearing such a beautiful wedding dress today. She's so ugly. What a waste of the wedding dress." Wu Zhenju agreed very much and said, "Yeah, Ping really wasted the wedding dress. she's really overestimating herself. In comparison, she's even uglier. I don't know what Ping is thinking. How can she have no self-awareness at all? Liang Xinyue snorted and said, Mother, isn't it normal for them to have no self-awareness? It's a waste of this dress. Mother, when I get married, can you buy me a wedding dress? If I wear such clothes, I'll definitely look grand when I get married. I won't embarrass our Liang family. When I go back to my in-laws' side, I'll definitely have some status. Wu Zhenju frowned and said, it's not that Mother doesn't want to buy it for you or can't bear to buy it for you. It's just that this is a very expensive thing. Your father and the others have to agree to it. Our family is so big that we're very careful about spending money. Once we buy it for you, when the other girls get married in the future, they'll definitely haggle over it and have to buy it for you. This is not a small expense. Liang Xinyue understood that Wu Zhenju meant that it was very difficult to buy this wedding dress for her. Liang Xinyue still had a lot of unwillingness in her heart. If she did not see Zhao Ping like this, it would be fine. The main thing was that when she saw Zhao Ping dressed so beautifully for her wedding, she felt very uncomfortable in her heart. Chapter 1025. The more Liang Xinyue thought about it, the more indignant she felt. Mother, I'm different from the others in our family. I married into a good family, and my in-laws gave me a lot of money as gifts. Therefore, it's only right for me to dress nicely when I get married. The others can't find a good in-law, and they can't accept a lot of betrothal gifts. They can't compare themselves to me in dressing nicely and getting married in style. Liang Xinyue said to Wu Zhenju, somewhat indignant. When Wu Zhenju heard this, he felt that Liang Xinyue's words made a lot of sense. You seem to be right. Mother, of course. I'm just telling the truth. All right then. Mother will go back and tell your father and the others. Indeed, our family received a lot of money as gifts for your wedding. We have to prepare well so that you can get married in style. Yes. Liang Xinyue nodded, her heart filled with anticipation. As long as she was a girl, who wouldn't want to dress beautifully on their wedding day? Not far away, Xiao Yun's eldest uncle's daughter, Liang Xinzi, heard Liang Xinyue's words. Her delicate brows furrowed with disgust, as if she was very unhappy with Liang Xinyue's words. However, this unpleasant feeling was quickly hidden by him. Liang Xinzi stared at Zhao Ping and tugged at Guocaixia, who was beside her. Mother, Sister Ping is really lucky today. Guocaixia nodded and said, yes, Ping is a lucky girl. Sister Ping looks much prettier than usual today when she dresses up like this. Haha, of course. If she doesn't look prettier, would she look uglier? As the saying goes, clothes make the man, and gold makes the Buddha. This saying is definitely true. Little Ping looks much better now that she's dressed up. Yes. Liang Xinzi replied. Liang Xinzi purposely raised her voice so that Liang Xinyue could hear her. She wanted to anger Liang Xinyue. Sure enough, when Liang Xinyue heard this, she couldn't help but roll her eyes. She felt that Liang Xinyue must be blind. Even after dressing up, she still looked so ugly. How could she say such words? You're blind. Liang Xinyue secretly complained. The corners of Liang Xinyue's mouth curled up as she allowed Liang Xinyue to continue. She knew that Liang Xinyue was jealous of Zhao Ping. Thinking about how Liang Xinyue was jealous of others, Liang Xinyue's heart felt sour. Sister Ping is so lucky. Don't be like him, if only you could marry half as well as him. Liang Xizi muttered again. Guocaixia smiled and said, Zir, don't worry. I will. Mm. On this end, while the young family members were muttering, Xiao Ping was almost done with her preparations. Comb her hair to her tail, comb her hair to her eyebrows, comb her hair to her eyebrows, comb her hair to fill the hall with grandchildren. Old Madame Liang smoothed Xiao Ping's hair in front of her. After she was done smoothing her hair, she began to braid Xiao Ping's hair. When the hairstyle was done, she put a big red flower on her head, looking very festive. Xiao Ping sat and kept urging, "Hurry up, hurry up. Don't be too slow. What if Big Brother Yuan comes to fetch me?" Xiao Ping's impatient words made everyone present feel very awkward. Whose family's girl was marrying someone like Xiao Ping? When other people got married, they were reluctant to part with them. Xiao Ping could not wait to immediately become part of their family. You're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.